cat chilling. Okay. Unclicked. Welcome. I am not Dennis Anderson. Neither are you. This is Kevin Peraza. Dennis is sick. We have Jordan Godwin, Grant Castelluzzo.
Yep.
And Dan, not in the van, Dan Kruk on the sidelines. You're welcome to say anything. We should be able to hear it if you have some key wisdom to.
You're actually not.
To
I just came in for the day.
Yeah, but actually, everybody in this room except for me drove down from LA today. Right?
Yep.
Accurate
Pretty
statement.
much.
Yeah.
Pretty
So
much, yeah.
shout out to all you guys. You don't live that far, but you were up there. So thank you for coming down.
Thank you for having me.
Us. You did Overclicked, that one little segment thing that we did at Battle of Hastings. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, you were still on crutches, I think. Yeah. So
yeah.
a little warm up for this, but I
This
guess
one's much more peaceful.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh yeah, it was so brutal. It was. I instantly regretted that.
Had to chop all the sound bits out at the end and.
That was brutal.
Hey, can you just record yourself doing the exact same interview all over?
Yeah, it was brutal. It was so brutal. What brings you to the States?
Just filming a project with Grant. Came for a month and just try and get a project done. It's either going to be for We the People or a car.
Oh, okay. So literally just finish a project?
No, just try and film one in a month, just like a month trip and see what we get.
How hard is that?
How hard is it?
Instantly looks like
Not that hard.
Not that hard?
For him, doesn't seem that hard.
Not that hard for him with your assistance.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, it is.
It's hard, but it's easier for him than it should be. It should be hard. Realistically, that should be hard.
This one's been pretty good, though. There's been, I guess that we haven't had the perfect weather the whole time. So it's given me a chance to have like breaks so I don't burn out too quick.
Yeah.
Usually that's the problem, I feel like. Come out here for a month, burn out within like the second week.
Yeah.
And then.
Oh, yeah. But it's been incredible just this past week in general.
Yeah. The last half of the month's been like super good. So.
Yeah, it's been nice. Yeah. It rained from literally Christmas to so on.
Yeah, the drought is
Probably
over.
4 days a week it was raining nonstop. I was kind of going crazy a little bit, but it was nice as well.
Just not used to, exactly.
Yeah,
having
I'm like, I like the rain, but this is more than you would expect. But
it was weird, and I think it's the first time I've ever experienced proper rain in California.
Yeah.
It's
like heavy rains too,
I got here, landed, and I was like, came here to escape this.
Because it doesn't rain where you're from, right?
No, not at all.
It rains so much.
It rains all the time.
You're from Wales.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain where Wales is for like dumb Americans like myself?
Just the UK.
It's the UK, but it's not the UK. It's not England.
It's not England.
It's not England. Wales is the UK is made up of Scotland, England, and Wales and Northern Ireland.
Okay.
And yeah, it's all the UK though. So.
Okay. But you guys speak a different language, different island.
We have a different language, but you
don't speak it anymore. It's like a dying language essentially, right?
Much.
What's the slang word for it?
For
Wellanese?
Welsh.
Welsh.
But there's like a slang. No.
Can you speak a little Welsh?
No.
Yeah.
No, nothing.
I think. So when I went to school, we had to like ask to go to the toilet in Welsh when we were like young in school. That was like, I guess, their attempt of keeping Welsh somewhat alive, trying to get us into Welsh. And I think it's Gai Vinti Bach Ysgwell Cynnar. That's can I go to the toilet, please? That
is a gnarly language.
It's very crazy.
It's pretty crazy.
It's a cool area though.
Oh, you've been there?
Yeah. I went with a random trip to Will Evans' little farm. He's got a cannon.
Yeah.
And we're driving up this little one-way little road. It's like cobblestone road, and there's like a herd of like the hairiest sheep you've ever seen. Like
he lives in like the middle of nowhere.
The Welshiest sheep you've ever seen.
The Welshiest, woolliest sheep.
Welshiest.
Yeah, but it was beautiful. Yeah, you literally as west you can go England or England, yeah.
UK. Yeah.
Cross over a bridge. It's like a little separate little island. Is it connected up north?
It is connected, yeah. But
we took a bridge. So
where you would, South Wales. That's where I'm from too. The way you'd get from England to Wales it's called the Severn Bridge. Crosses like the Severn River, which is a pretty big river, but that like splits it up down the bottom of Wales.
Crazy. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Shout out to Will Evans and his sheep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to Will.
Haven't seen him in
cool
long
winter
ass
spot.
time.
It's
He's
been a while, yeah.
Funny ass guy. What were spots like? I know the answer, but what were spots
Oh,
like?
in
In your hometown. Where are you from?
I'm from a town called Newport, just outside, but I now live in Cardiff, which is like the capital of
Okay.
Wales. So spots are crusty.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of rails though, so that's good. I guess that's why I enjoy riding rails.
I was in
More
because
so.
of that the live from Undie thing.
Yeah, it's
This
crusty.
thing, I've got it on the TV right here. I was dying at the audio from it.
There's not a lot going on. Yeah, so Undie is the village that I live in, just outside Newport.
I don't have a plug. There we go. Should be good. There it is.
That is pretty much. That's the scenes.
That's
That's the scenes. That's South Wales' default character. Oh God.
Tom's coming in here, raining, snowing,
We used to ride there all the time,
sunny,
just outside that
Christmas
shop.
Eve, Christmas Day. We sat here with our bikes riding the skate.
Volcano.
Volcano.
That's my mum's best friend. It was so weird. She was just there.
I was dying.
It
It
was
was like
literally just happened. She was just there.
humble beginnings. Then basically,
I love that. I'd probably still enjoy riding that now.
Creates the best riders for sure.
you do go on to like ride some rails and stuff
Yeah,
like
this
that.
is-
So there are actual spots and stuff like that. But it's funny to see like truly how small stuff like this is. So
Yeah.
did you guys have a park and stuff? Like, did you have pros? Like, who? I mean, how does that volcano produce you? I guess is the question.
So that was like where I was from, but then the next village across had a park, which is actually right by this rail. But when I was younger, there was no way of really. We could ride there, but super dark road. So coming back in the dark, it was always like super sketchy because it was just like kind of just dangerous road. So when we were younger, we wouldn't really go there too much, and we'd ride the volcano. But there is a park, yeah, super good park. Well, it's not super good. It's absolutely.
Is it indoors?
It's trash. No,
Oh.
it's just an outdoor like concrete park. It's trash, but I love it.
It's the one that's in here then.
Yeah,
Is that
oh,
the
yeah,
one?
yeah, it's the park
in
that's in
here.
this video.
Yeah.
The mini ramp at the beginning was flooded in water.
It's this
Right
park.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that park.
I was just about to say it's amazing, but it's actually not. But I love it. I think it's amazing.
Well, it's like what's the mom spaghetti type thing. Like
Yeah.
her, your park that you grew up with is always the best.
It's just
in
fun.
a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks way fun.
Yeah, it's super fun. I used to have a rail on that box, but then that snapped out.
Snapped out, someone stole it, sold it for scrap metal.
I'm pretty sure someone did steal it.
That was covered at one point.
Oh my god.
My first graffiti here.
Yeah, actually.
The whole video is funny. I'll put the link in the bio. I'm gonna have
That's
have a
cool.
beer. Shout out to Dale's. I forgot to do the plug again. So shout out to Dale's
Don't
for
forget
sponsoring
that.
the
The
podcast.
IPA.
Yeah. Anybody else want some? You guys have water over there. I
yeah.
did forget to.
I'll grab one.
There you go.
But a
There's
long day, but
yeah.
a good day.
Yeah. So cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. I have to keep the proximity to the laptop and the beer. Yeah.
You wanna
So
avoid that.
I'm that guy, so I'm staying away.
yeah. How old were you when you started riding then?
I feel like every time I answer this question, I answer it differently.
Changes.
But I think it would have been around between 12 and 14, I think, like starting to actually try and do tricks.
Yeah, like where you knew what BMX
Yeah,
was type
yeah.
thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And that was the volcano.
Sick. More along the lines of like, what's your oldest BMX memory or like first like introduction to it? I think
Yeah, that.
'cause it's
yeah.
always hard to say like, oh, the first day I rode, I was 4.5.
It was definitely like
8.
around that age, like 12 to 14, I would say, was like my earliest memory of riding BMX.
Sick.
We built like a little, we just dug out of a bank like a transition and just like flew out of it, trying to spin or do whatever out of it, and then I would say I took interest to pegs, and then got into dub. I was like super influenced by like dub, that whole crew and street riding, and then.
So you're online and stuff, like just like poking around online, or was it like somebody that like crew of dudes in your town that show you that stuff? Or
it would have been going down local skate. I think Will Evans. I think it might have been like I saw Will Evans when I was younger, and then there was a couple of other older guys that rode, and then that just like snowballed into me being like trying to find other stuff on the internet.
Okay.
And then just me and like 3 or 4 of my friends who don't really ride much anymore, but yeah, and then I just kept riding, I guess.
Cool. Motocross before that though. I mean, I watched this video, but I've seen it in a couple spots, but and foam pits.
Foam pit sesh was on.
Heavy motocross, not just like
super heavy.
You got the helmet. Dude, it's
Heavy.
sick name and everything on the helmet, bro. You had it all.
So when did you start riding motocross?
I think I first rode motorbike when I was like, oh God, look at that.
I can play it. I want to hear what you're saying though, right now.
When I was like 3, I think I learned to ride a motorbike. And then 6 was when I started racing, up until about 15.
Okay.
It kind of like transitioned over pretty much perfectly from like motocross to BMX. I always had, because we'd always go to the races and build like kickers and stuff and ride. I had a hardtail 24-inch, basically just trying to like imitate motocross.
Yeah.
And then one of my friends got a BMX and I had to go on that, and I was like, whoa, this is way easier to move around. So I got one of them, still just imitating motocross but on a BMX, just like build kickers at the track and then jump that. And then basically I broke both my ankles, and that led to a lot of support, losing a lot of support, just because I guess if you have a big injury in motocross, you kind of don't know what's going to happen after, especially at such a young age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the Grossberg and
you just don't. Yeah, you don't know. Like
mystery.
you might just pack it in or anything, so you lose a fair amount of support. And around about that same time when I started riding again, my dad left me and my mum and my sisters, and it's kind of hard to keep the ball rolling.
Mm.
So I just thought, fuck it. Don't know if, am I allowed to swear?
You're
Fuck it. I'll just the BMX was just there and the skate park was up the road, and just made sense to just carry on with that.
There was a lot there because it's like you're holding like first place. I mean, look at that trophy right next to you, and that's a huge ass trophy. So you were pretty good at motocross, and you said you lost support, so you had sponsors. You were traveling around.
Yeah, traveling a lot when I was younger, but when we stopped, it was like around about the time where you kind of get on bigger bikes from like 85s to I went to 250, which is like kind of when I guess things start to get a bit serious, like. And
wait, you say 250?
250, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, I had a 125 for a little bit, but kind of just did that for a bit and then jumped straight to the 250.
Oh wow, okay.
And it got a bit serious, and then I always took it really seriously, but that was like when it was like not the make or break, but like when you go from amateur to like pro kind of time.
There's that window of should I,
like,
can I,
exactly.
or what else do I need kind of mystery. Yeah.
And then with everything else that happened, it was kind of just like, oh, this isn't gonna. In my head, at least, I was like, my mum was definitely still trying to push. She was super supportive and trying to push for it. Like, no, let's keep doing it. But in my head, I was like, I don't think this is gonna work out. It's gonna cost so much money, and she's obviously not in a good position with everything that's happening. And then at the same time, I think kind of in my head, a little bit of me just didn't want, I don't think I was like cut out for it almost. It was a lot, like. training loads and like.
How old were you when it was like that stage? Do you remember?
That was about
The time where you started riding BMX a little bit, so like 13?
It would have been about, 14, 15, around that
Crazy,
age.
bro. And you were already on like that very like mature mindset of obviously thinking about your mom and the financial situation. Like for that age, bro, it's really
looking back,
very mature of you, bro. That's crazy.
Actually, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I could have been
more mature than I am now.
No, I mean, I'm thinking about it, and it's like, I know it's an expensive sport, you know, and I come from a big family, 4 brothers, all wanted older brother got to ride moto a little bit with my dad, and it was like, there's no way this is going to work out for 4 boys. So like for you to be 15, 16, like thinking about your mom and obviously all this financial and a few challenges that were faced in that time of your life, it's crazy, bro. It's so mature of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's hard to think of you as being like a competitive person in that sense, because like motocross itself is so like hyper competitive. Where like BMX is competitive with yourself or when you're in certain competitions, but like that's like compared to motocross is not.
It's like, you kind of, luckily my parents weren't pushy, but you see some parents and it's like, they're like pushing their kid, like screaming.
Momagers.
Like it's insane. Like going so, like if they don't win, it's just like going crazy at them. It's like, it's just a kid. You know, it's
they don't know anything.
Just give them a break. They're trying to be a kid and trying to have fun, but you're trying to make them into like some like machine. Just let them do their thing. They have no idea
the potential they could be, but it's like you're pushing them away from it before they even get started.
So you kind of get that mindset drilled in your head, and it's like, that's another reason I just don't. That's kind of another reason why I was like, maybe not, because I'm, like you said, I'm not really that competitive.
Yeah, BMX
sort of
had
way.
to be kind of appealing in the polar opposite sense. Yeah,
I loved racing and riding motocross, but it's hard. It's super hard work. You have to be like super strict on yourself. And
did you ever race BMX?
No,
never tried it.
No,
I figured like you'd like.
I do like pump
first,
tracks though. Pump tracks are fun. Yeah. I do love pumping around a pump track, but I never raced.
Was there like certain? Did you feel like you were good at riding BMX right away? Like compared to your friend, you know, you probably had buddies that were like, "Oh, I've been riding for like 2 years," and you've been riding for like 3 months, and you're like probably on par. Because I feel like fear is such a big thing with BMX.
I feel like I wasn't as scared.
Yeah,
but maybe not better. I feel like a lot of my friends were better than me.
Yeah,
but I was definitely like, fuck it, like I'll have a go at whatever. Like I think out of all my friends, I was like the first to just jump on a handrail. Not necessarily land it, but like jump on.
Yeah.
So
I guess, I mean, you were jumping 40-foot doubles and stuff before. So I feel like
but it's completely different. The way the bike moves in the air, it's like it's a lot to adjust. A heavy bike's nice and like when you're floating around in the air. When you're getting a BMX, it's just like whoa, like it moves so different in the air.
Yeah.
You were good pretty young though, or like early, because all your old footage like is pretty hard stuff. At like when you first told me when you started riding, when I first started filming with you, I was like, how have you only been riding for like whatever, like, you know, obviously there's like a window there, like 2 or 3 years where you're like kind of riding, kind of not riding, whatever, not taking it seriously. But I was like, how have you been riding for like 5 years and you can do all this shit? It's, I don't know, it's like it definitely translated some way, because even like in this video, your footage is pretty good, and you definitely had not been riding. Where are you in this?
Oh my god, that rail's still dented from like gooch.
Is this you right here?
This isn't me.
All right. Is it a mix section? I didn't get a chance to watch this.
Is this?
Is Dark Side of the Goon? I don't know which one it is.
It'll be like just before the last section. The section before the last section. Yeah, before this one. No, that's not me. Keep going back.
Oh yeah, Rob.
Yeah, around about somewhere. This is definitely.
Just look for the big scary rail.
Long hair.
Are you?
Can't even. Yeah, can't even grow my hair that long now.
Wow. Okay. How old are you in this?
Was I driving at this point?
Was I driving?
I don't know. I was like 7. I was like 17 in this.
See, that's what I'm saying.
You
had
17.
So okay, 17.
So if you picked up BMX at 15 and you did a backwards crook at 17.
Well, it was between like 13 and 15, I would say.
Okay,
somewhere in.
All right.
He's only been riding for like 3-4 years.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Pretty nuts.
The footage is pretty good for like such a short amount of time.
He's doing like a proper rail to back crook.
Just did a Peg's Heart 3 over after like a few years, like to most people that would
I love
be
that
like,
topside bar too.
that would be sort of challenging to
Yeah,
get
I
to
mean, you're
this level.
fiving sets and stuff. And like,
I guess I
But-
never really thought about it.
But you're like, that's not really you. You're not. You see the value of like your friends being good too. So like, I don't know. You're probably not even really thinking about it like that. But when I saw the footage, like, found out, like, discovered who you were, and we were like riding, I was like, you do a lot of stuff that's really crazy for being 5, 6, 7 years into this. Like, it's not that long.
Yeah.
This whole video, it took, I don't know however long.
Like, you just overcranked that scary rate.
yeah,
It was between like 17
That was the
and
rail.
18.
That was the rail from Live from Undy right there.
Yeah. It just got built like a month before maybe
that last clip in the rain too. Savage.
And that was the other rail.
Yeah, the only two.
But I mean, like, you're doing hard 3 down the rail. How long?
Yeah.
When was this from? 2014, 2013,
I don't know.
14.
I mean, 2015 is when the post site went up, so who knows when the video came.
You know what I mean?
So,
Like,
yeah.
you,
pretty
you,
early.
you
I never
weren't
even-
seeing
I
like
never
hard
even,
3
like-
down rails. Like,
It's not. You don't really think about your own timeline though.
No,
Yeah,
of course
yeah.
not.
So, yeah.
it's like a diary though. This is sick for you to go back through and just watch
I love
it.
that
It's like,
video.
dang.
So I love
You
like
probably think it's cringy, but it's like, this is cool.
that
That
whole
was
thing.
me, you know?
That was like the first time that me and a bunch of friends got together and like made like we did a video, spent like a year and a half or whatever on it, and like put it out, and it was like I'm pretty
Yeah,
proud,
that's sick.
pretty proud of that video. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like a
for sure. I bet
staple
you
in,
guys
like,
can all look back to it, like whether they're still riding or not. Like,
yeah,
they're involved at the moment. You know,
yeah,
that's sick.
Super proud of that.
So that video comes out. Is there like, are you sponsored at that time? Bike shop, Will Evans Sheep,
Bike shop,
Sheep Co.
Bike shop, I think. But yeah, we had no like bike companies sponsor at that point. Or actually halfway through Proper, I got put on Proper. Or like the last 4 months of making it, because I'm on a Proper in some of those.
Oh, okay.
clips, so Proper picked me up.
Okay. And Proper was like a UK company, right? Because I remember them from like Megatour or something like
Yeah.
that, but I don't really think I knew too much about them. Like,
It's just like a UK company. They had Mike Miller.
Mike
so-
Miller,
Oh,
for
Mike
sure.
Miller,
That's what I
yeah.
remember the
Yeah.
most.
Yeah.
I know he had like the best-selling frame for like
The
a few years. It
TTL,
was the
yeah.
TTL, yeah.
is he still around?
I don't
feel-
think so.
No?
Maybe got back on the bike, but I haven't seen anything.
He has that one like video that was like crazy,
like the most
crazy
views. I think
yeah.
I think I just recently
wa-
showed you.
we
It's so
just
good,
watched it at the
too,
house,
yeah.
but it's like some rip, but the music doesn't seem like it lines
Yeah.
up or whatever. But yeah,
But the riding is
the
like
riding is
insane.
pretty crazy.
He had a mean turn down. He was like
Yeah.
a very like Hawk Aitken
Yeah.
style,
Yeah.
like more modern, you know, but like
Big 180s
switch
over
footed,
spines
big
and
180
stuff.
and nose
yeah.
manuals and stuff too.
Yep.
He had
Yeah.
the combos of everything. So,
Hella rail hops in the videos. Just good street too.
like a Peraza be influenced right there.
Yeah.
That was-
Sick, yeah. So I've always been terrible. Long story short, I've always been terrible at turn downs. My dad had a good turn down. My older brother David's got a great turn down. Even younger brother Victor's got a good goofy turn down. And I'm like, damn it, I can't do a good turn down. So I'm watching all these old Mike Miller videos, and I watched how he switched his footing for look backs.
Yeah.
And I was always such a fan of look backs, but I was always afraid of spinning switch. And I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna learn to switch.
Try to do it, yeah.
Switch
Sick.
look backs, and it started working out even better than my regular turn down. So even to this day, like you probably catch me doing a few regular turn downs, but most of the time they're switch footed. Yeah.
Oh, sick.
And I always think of Mike Miller because of that. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Sick.
sick. That's awesome.
That's sick.
So Proper comes around. Is
Yeah.
that like, I don't know, how does that come about? Word of mouth, I guess, at that point. I mean, are you traveling around UK and stuff like that? Or are you kind of still
Okay, so
staying?
actually, I went on a ride, the last Ride to Glory.
Okay.
Managed to get my Seth Gimbro couldn't make that Ride to Glory, and the owner of Crucial BMX, Scott Summerhays, he was like the TM for the driving the van around the Hoffman crew, and when he found out Seth couldn't make it, he was like, "You can, like, do you want to take the spot?" And I was like, "Ride to Glory, of course." Like,
Yeah. They were cool trips. They were kind of like the
and being from the UK too, just like Ride to Glory, like watching them all growing up, I was just like, oh my, I get to be a part of it now.
yeah,
So
it's kind of like the Sources Battle of the Brands, or like what's the Thrasher one? Why am I blanking?
King of the Road.
King of the Road. Yeah, it's kind of like a King of the
So
Road
it's
type
that.
thing.
I never was on the Hoffman, but I got to do that, and that was like a big eye opener for me, like getting to be in a van with a bunch of riders going on trips and stuff,
Yeah.
or going on a trip. And then what happened next? The proper thing was Fu Man. He wanted to shoot a first look in Ride UK with me before the
and he was a
proper
staff.
thing.
He was staff photographer at Ride at the time, right?
Maybe, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. But it's funny because I didn't have a phone for ages. Just like kept smashing them up, couldn't afford to get another one. So I'd always like post my clips on Facebook when I got home on my computer. Or I'd like get my friend's phone and log into like use their phone to log in and post. And he saw me do a back crook on Facebook and he like messaged me and he was like, oh, I want to shoot a photo of that, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, whoa, like you want to put me in a magazine? I was like super hyped. And then he came and shot it. That's how I got to know Fu Man. First look went in the magazine, probably like one of the most, I've probably never been so excited about something
That's
ever
awesome,
in my life.
yeah.
And then however long later, he basically he was shooting on a proper trip. And I guess him and Cleggy Rowlands, who was TM for proper at that time, got a bit drunk one night and they were like, oh, let's put this guy on the trip, see how he goes, blah, blah, blah. So Fu Man rang me at like 1 a.m. or something, like drunk. And he was like, oh, we've booked you a train. Like, it's like tomorrow morning.
Napkin contract.
Yeah, just literally like come and like get on the trip and see how it goes. So went on that trip, had like loads of fun, ended up getting on proper. And the same, on that trip, Paul Robinson rang Fu Man and was like, would Jordan be up for riding for a claw?
Oh, really?
I guess he asked Fu like about me or whatever. And then... So it all happened like super quick.
Within one trip, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
with zero notice. And
I was like, yeah, of course. Like, yeah, I literally was sat on the floor eating food outside this like chicken shop, and he was on the phone to me. I remember and just looking down. He was like, "Jord, do you want to ride for a claw?" And I was like, "Yeah." And it was literally that. And then I got an Eclair package, and then.
The claw's brand new, like pretty new at that point too, right?
Kind of. I think a claw started in 2008.
Okay, so not that new. All right, I'm off.
But yeah, and then about 6 months down the line, Paul just emailed me and was like, "I think it would make sense if you just rode for We the People as well."
Oh,
so,
and how long is that? Like how long? You said down the line. I mean, I know it's hard. But
about 6 months down the line.
6 months. Okay. Yeah. So proper was just like.
It was just kind of like super
not
brief.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, We the People was my first like proper BMX. So I was like, this just makes sense. So.
Oh, We the People was your. Sorry, you said proper, so I was saying about proper.
No, We the People was like my first like real BMX.
Yeah, real BMX bike. Okay,
yeah.
all right, that's awesome.
Sick.
So yeah, it happened like really quick.
Yeah,
like,
that's all 2016, 2017 or something. Yeah. Sorry.
Somewhere.
I'm not gonna ask dates anymore.
Somewhere around. Yeah.
That's
on a
cool.
Tuesday or something.
Yeah.
Right.
It was
So
on
it all
one in
happens
the
fast.
afternoon.
What
10 years later,
Yeah, I
still
know.
on. So sick.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, and Paul is like the main. I mean, Fu Man's the main because Fu Man works at We the People now too, right?
Yeah.
And then but Paul is obviously who you started Doomed with, and I guess we could just jump around a little bit. But you own that. You own Doomed with Paul. Is there anybody else like kind of that works for Doomed or?
Felix plays a big part. I mean, I guess everyone in the videos plays a big part.
Okay.
But
like outside of the team, like it's just you and Paul are like the company itself.
Yeah, that's how it started.
How does, I guess we talked a little bit about it on Overclicked, so I know most of the answers. But so how did you guys decide to start Doomed?
It was Paul's idea pretty much. But
when does Paul sleep?
He doesn't ever sleep, ever. He puts so much on his plate and he's just trying to load more and more on his plate all the time. He doesn't sleep.
Because he does it. Dude, I feel like I'm like not able to reproduce names or like produce names on this. But what is the name of the magazine that he does? Now? Silent. Yeah. So it's like he has Silent,
Heavies,
he has
Doomed,
Heavies,
We the People. So like we make things. He does like the whole like.
And he's still the main TM, right? Or he's like kind of brand.
Yeah, he's like the main TM. Him, and then he basically handled a bit. Fu Man does like a class stuff.
Yeah.
So
is he single?
Who?
Paul. He must be single.
It's like, no time.
No time for that.
Hey, women are jobs. In a sense, they're a role. You have obligations. You have
It's a role.
Things.
It's a role to
it's
play.
a role to fill. And sometimes if you get a performance review every once in a while, and if you fail, you don't have that anymore.
You got to pass with flying colours.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I knew he was single. Sorry, Paul. So Doomed. Sorry. Do you own heavies too? Who's heavies?
That's.
I always think of Doomed as heavies is together.
It's all.
Yeah.
It's like one thing,
It's
right?
just one. It's all just one thing. But spring an idea off, and it's like, oh, let's just start that or like do that. There's always like, honestly, the amount of ideas that just go around in fruition but don't actually happen is pretty insane.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
But yeah, those like Silent, Heavies, and Doomed are like the three babies.
So what's your role at Doomed?
I guess I've fallen into filmer and editor, I guess, and writer. I like doing it though. I like filming. I like editing. So I kind of like pushed for. I enjoy doing it, so I kind of like pushed towards doing that side of things.
Yeah.
So
When did you pick up filming?
probably right around, or right before Out of Line. I'd
Yeah,
probably
that's probably
say.
right.
I've always like enjoyed like picking up a camera or helping film, but then right before Out of Line came out, got a VX and just started filming and enjoyed it from there really. And then that was around about the same time that I started editing some of the Doom stuff. Paul still edits like some stuff because I think he's quite particular how he likes certain things.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to riding videos, I think he pretty much just lets me do it now for the most part, unless he's like particular about how he wants it.
Does he kind of come up with it, like the aesthetic for the Doomed, like the video, but then you
Yeah, he
Yeah.
definitely, yeah.
That's important to have that though.
Yeah.
That's like, it makes the video better in the end.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you did worked with him on stuff like that too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, Paul's like,
Like he's like the art director
Yeah, that's
of
what
the,
he's like.
of the video, and
He's
then
super
comes
good
up
at
with
that.
all the
That's like-
aesthetics, and
it's
then
like-
you piece it together.
it comes naturally. It seems like to
Yeah.
him, he'll just be like, "Here's this thing.
Yeah.
It's cool. Let's do something with it," and then that just becomes like the thing that you use.
Yeah.
but
I
he's
think-
good at finding like the
doesn't find
source
it hard.
material. He must just be like searching constantly because he'll just send you something, and you're like, "What is this? Like, what is this random thing you find?" It's like, I found it cool, like whatever, like 6 months ago, whatever, and I just thought maybe we could use it. All right, sounds
Yeah.
good, because that takes so much time. You know, it's like if you were going to source something like that, it takes forever.
Yeah, I think that's, I mean, to his credit, I think that's how he's able to do so much. Because if you have like confidence in it, you're not sitting, you just first guess it, and you don't second and third and fourth guess it and ha it, and then all of a sudden you're done. You know, because you just made the decision first right away. You know,
He doesn't.
I wish I had that amount of confidence with
Same.
stuff. So yeah,
I'll like watch something over
I feel
and
like
over
you
again.
I feel like you have that same thing. Like you have like, I mean, just with his Instagram and stuff. Like it's like no. Like I feel like you just like put it together and you go, yeah, it looks sick.
It looks good,
and then
and
you
then
post it.
it does look good
Yeah.
too. I feel like if I ever make anything, I'm like,
Yeah, I
play
regret
it back. No.
For sure, and it's all trial and error at the end of the day, you know. And it's like, this is what's cool for you, and there's always going to be an audience for that. You know, it's not for
Yeah.
everyone, but there's always an audience. I think
Yeah.
that's cool too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Something for everyone.
that's cool. And then like, so out of line was your video, right?
Paul edited Out of Line, but I filmed like anything that was on any trip that I was on and stuff here. So if they
Okay.
came here, we filmed it. But they gave them cameras, or like they bought cameras.
Okay.
That's when Jordan really started like filming, because you know in the UK it's like Jordan's gonna be with his friends, they can film him. So if you have a camera, like you'll be able to get footage for the video.
Yeah.
And like Felix did the same thing. So Felix ended up with a VX. You had one, right?
Me and
then-
Felix kind of, I feel like we started enjoying filming around about the same time, like
Yeah.
getting into it.
Yeah.
I sent you that video.
Yeah.
I sent
Basically
them
a
the video,
how-to.
like a how-to film
Yeah.
video that like existed already, and I was like, I mean, there's no rules.
Whose was it?
It was like the Ride channel, I think maybe like Manzuri or something.
Okay, yeah,
well,
man, they had a good thing with that for a while. It was pretty insightful.
I just sent them like a couple things and was like, this is like the only stuff. And I was like, also like, I'm not telling you what to do. You can do whatever you want to, but like when you see this, you can't unsee it. So it's like, you'll be better just from watching it, even if you do something else with it.
Yeah.
And then they both started like took it off after that. Like you kept filming your own random stuff like after the video was done. You kept going, film the Doom video, and like Felix kept doing his thing. And I was like, oh, it's cool. You guys actually like wanted to keep doing it afterward.
And editing's fun too. And I guess around that time I was getting injured a bunch too, so didn't have anything to do, so I just picked up the camera and started filming my friends.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something, so I saw him lean in.
I was just going to wait. I don't know if he was going to continue, but yeah, it's cool that you start finding these little, I would say like side passions, side jobs where it's like, well, I might as well be useful. I'm injured, and it's cool to like, whether you're good or not at filming at the time, it's like, cool, I got to capture this the way I want to see it and the way I think it's cool. Obviously, it's all personal as well, but they're going to be hyped on it regardless. They're going to be like, sick, somebody got the clip. Oh, Jordan got the clip. That's sick. Not only is he sick at riding, but he's also stacking clips for us, whether you're second angle or even just randomly getting phone clips too. That's cool too, bro.
And I think it's good to have something else.
Yeah.
Because you need breaks from riding sometimes. I mean, I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
Like sometimes BMX just riding itself just becomes a lot, and it's just nice to have like a little break and do something a bit different, but still being within BMX, but just in a different area here and there, and then it keeps riding fresh. I think
it's a similar story too, with like people getting hurt, and then I pick up a camera, and then I love this too, you know, like those type of things.
By no means is it taken over by like at all. Yeah, but it helps keep things fresh.
Yeah. Has there been trips where you were like pulling double duty and you're like, fuck, I wish I wasn't doing this?
Yep.
Or when you agree to film it.
Yeah.
And you're like,
it happens.
Here we are.
But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, sometimes a little bit of pressure like that's kind of good. Just like, do this. Keeps you on your toes.
Something has to suffer, though.
I think it's cool, though, because now you understand the hard work that a filmer puts in
100%.
to the clip. And so it's like, now you go film with Grant, and Grant, you get to appreciate Grant's work that much more, thus giving you more hype to yourself. Like, oh, I got to get this now because like I don't want to let Grant down. Yeah. Like, I already feel like a failure if I give up. Yeah. Now I have the pressure of like, I've been in Grant's shoes before, and I don't want him to waste all of his time and energy as well.
I've definitely learned a new respect for the film.
Oh, for sure.
100%. And I feel like not enough respect gets paid to the filmer. Like without the filmer, there's no rider. Yeah. There's no videos. There's no.
And you get those days where it's the filmer gets zero rest.
Yep.
The filmer is the one that works the hardest.
The filmer films.
Yeah.
Gets all the footage off whilst you're doing whatever, chilling. Yeah. They're still on their computer. Next day, picks the camera, goes again. Yeah.
Team trips, right? There's four or five guys.
Yeah, thank you. Team trips are rough.
And filmers like, out there.
Shout out all the filmers.
You know, it kind of off subject, but also on subject, because I watched that BSD video, and it was like fuck, see, I can't think of any names anymore. Cliffhanger or whatever it was. The new one. Yeah. And Trent made the video. He fucking killed it. The video is so good. Yep. And I was like he only had a few clips in it, and I was like, damn, the fucking writing suffered. You know, like if he wasn't he would have had so much more stuff. And it's like he had some crazy shit in there because he's like, all right, this is the one, I'm gonna do this, but like kind of the bullshit stuff in between, he was the one filming the clip, you know. And it's like, it's a hard game, you know. Like Christian, I saw him do it forever.
Yeah, like, you've definitely got to try and balance it out.
Yeah. So
it works both ways though, because like knowing that you like care about the way stuff is filmed too, it makes me want to film it better because you're good at filming now. Like you've come so far from the beginning. You know, like the clips and out of line that you filmed are like fine, but like you're way better now. So it's like he's gonna notice if I make a mistake because he would notice if he made a mistake. It's like different. When someone doesn't film at all, they don't notice anything. They never. I could be like the clip is fucked, but they won't ever say it because they don't know. Yeah, you know what I mean? They might not look at the back of a camera enough to realize like what it means like for it to be fucked up. But when they start filming more like him or Felix now, I'm like, you have to be better. They are gonna notice. They will see if it's messed up. They'll like, and then they'll ask like, oh, should I do it again? You know, like I never want somebody to have to do it again. Like I don't want that pressure. I'm always like, no, I'll make it work. Like it's fine because anything can happen. It doesn't matter how simple it is. Like anything can go wrong.
I have a memory of the first time that somebody was like, I think you should shoot the photo from like over there, you know, like, and it was Sergio,
that input?
and it was Sergio Leos, and I remember just being like, and then he was right, and then he was right, and I was like, fuck, like he was on it, you know, like, and I was like, he was 100% right, and it was like, you know, I wasn't a good photographer back then, really. I was more just like got lucky, but like it was interesting. Like I was like, oh, get checked, you know, like, so
I've had it a million times when I'm in like the filmer position where someone's like, oh, I think it would maybe look better this way or this way, and I'm like, at first I would always be like, no, like I know what I'm doing, but then once I was, oh yeah, it actually does look good, just taking it in and being like, oh, actually they're right.
Yeah,
it's like actually helps
funny.
so much.
It's cool.
Yeah.
You've been on both sides now, and I feel like when you get to experience that, now you have not only a different visual on the spot that the filmer might not catch, but you can also give that extra input to help. Like, yo, Grant, like when we drove past going this way, like it'd be amazing to do like a panning shot from here, or maybe even a second angle on this side. Like Grant's gonna be like, yo, dude, I was so worried about the traffic or the car that's parked over here and the lady that's been kicking us out for 15 minutes that I didn't even think about that, but fuck yeah, you know. And so that's cool as well.
And as a rider, I feel like you see things a little bit different. Every rider sees things different, so I think
only you know what you want to do on the spot,
but
and how you want it to look, because we all can visualize a certain setup and think of something, and you're like, you already see it in your head what you want it to look like, and so it's up to you guys, obviously, and you guys have that what's the correct word?
Synergy,
the energy or the trust in each other.
Yeah.
That you know that he's going to get the angle that you want, that it's going to look good regardless of you thinking it's going to look one way or another.
Yeah, I think what I was trying to say is everyone just visualizes things differently.
Yeah. I think like same thing with the pole thing. It's like having somebody to check you or bounce things off you is always super important. And when you trust their opinion, you know,
the trust, Kevin was saying,
Yeah.
the trust is like a big thing.
We're usually on the same page. 'Cause I don't usually.
Grant's never wrong.
I don't usually ask people like if someone did.
He's horrible at protecting his fisheye.
That's true. In fact,
well, that one's mine.
Wasn't me.
It wasn't you. Yeah.
usually we're like on the same page. If I do ask, I'll be like, what do you think about this? And you're like, or you'll be like, oh, I was thinking, and it's like already where I was going to be. So that's like pretty nice to know, because then every time that happens, you're like, well, I don't have to really think about it. Like, we're on the same page of what we want it to look like.
Yeah, definitely.
And usually, like, I know you're riding good enough to kind of know like what's going to happen. Like, I try to, some of the film is predicting what's going to happen, and like filmed you enough that I kind of can. I mean, like, I got the fisheye hit again. But
How many fisheyes are you on right now, dude?
I'm on number 3.
How old was
how
that?
long? 6 months?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. 6
Grant
months.
gets in there. He's in there.
Well, one time I dropped it. The other time I had water thrown at me, and I hit a screw at Swamp Fest with the fisheye, and it just put like the littlest scratch on it, but you could see it if you filmed it in the
Wait,
sun.
hold on. There was too much. Water thrown at you and you hit a screw?
Yeah.
So that was Swamp Fest.
Swamp
so somebody
Fest-
threw...
Swamp Fest,
Are you
yes.
sure it wasn't shit?
It was actual water from like a water bottle, and I like flinched, and it's Swamp
Yeah.
Fest, so there's like
Just stuff
loose
everywhere.
screws and nails, whatever, and there's like on the wood structure,
Physically,
there's like
metaphorically.
a screw there. I just backed the camera away, and I felt it barely touch it. And I was
Poor
like,
Grand
"Are
Scott.
you kidding me,
Who was it?
Phil?"
Oh, he was just fucking.
He's just
with
fucking.
it,
He's just fucking
yeah,
around, and
yeah.
I'm like jumping because I have a camera in my hand. I'm like,
Yeah.
and then I was like, no, it just happened. Like, I know it
God,
did. And
it's
that
so
one was like
frustrating.
really new because I'd just thrown the other one at the floor and like
Yeah.
broke my finger.
Oh,
So then when he got here,
not laughing. I was literally like, oh, and you just laughed.
then he gets here, the new one arrives, and just yesterday or just the other day, I just pushed it right into his back wheel on a trick.
But it's good. It's okay, you think?
It's fine. There's
Okay,
it's
that's
not
good.
scratched or
There's
anything.
a little tie mark on it.
There was a
You know
tire
about those
mark.
I don't see another name, but that dude that has like the clear covers for the fisheyes. Have you seen those?
Never seen such an item.
I was telling
But
you
they-
about it.
Yeah, they're weird though. Like they protect it, but it's like
They almost go on with like an elastic band.
Yeah,
I
but
think,
they definitely kill quality.
Quality,
yeah.
yeah.
Because I bought one and
Can't
it's
have
like a little dome. It's like a dome
can't
thing.
have that.
It just like it just softens it a little bit. Like I I was a little bummed.
I'll
but
take the risk.
Just step
I'll
back.
keep it going. I don't
Step
know.
it back.
$800, $900 a pop.
Yeah,
I mean, you're on your third one.
my number 3.
You don't seem to have a problem with it.
Got that free.
cool.
the
bro.
first one lasted like 4 or 5 years. I feel
That
like
free Amazon
it's probably
karma
worth it.
just came back.
True.
At least you haven't got the century.
He's got a little red right there.
Yeah.
But that's sick though. I mean, it's a risk you're willing to take, you know, like
Yeah, I don't know.
for the clip, for the riding, the video.
It's gotta be. And it's funny because I said it on that trick. I was like, oh, like my favorite clip I've ever filmed was of this exact trick. I'm gonna try to like recreate it, and I tried too hard, and then he didn't notice it.
It
Like,
barely
He
touched.
didn't
Yeah.
notice it when the clip was happening that
Yeah.
he hit the lens. Like he had no idea. Obviously, I'm like,
Well, because
oh, shit, I ruined it.
you
Yeah,
hit
he's got-
his tire.
That's exactly what
All right.
happened. And so then he like comes to look at it, and I was like, dude, I did kind of push it into your tire. And he's like, oh, like whatever. And it's kind of scary. So like, there's no way I was going to ask him to do it again.
Yeah.
He's like, do you think it will work? I'm like, I'll make it work. Like we have
Yeah,
to. Like
yeah.
I'm not going to ask that of
Yeah.
you to try something again. I mean, honestly, I was like, it might be cool.
It looked pretty
could be
cool.
I was like,
yeah, it could be
I'm
cool.
trying to put a positive spin on this, but like, I hope it makes it cooler. But I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I wish that I filmed it
I wish I didn't hit the
properly,
lens.
Yeah.
but I don't think it's gonna be bad. And then
Yeah.
you watch it, it's like it's
Yeah.
fine. But it's like, you know,
Trial and
shit
error, though.
happens.
Do you
know?
run the bayonet thing on it
No.
at all? Yeah, so neither do I. And it's like it's only plastic anyway, so it like folds over and gets erect anyway.
And it's
so-
only good on the top and the bottom, really, because it's
Yeah.
the only place that sticks out on the side. It's pretty. I keep getting hit on the side.
I feel like
anyway.
somebody could make some money with like some sort of like 3D printed like hard plastic, like one that was like engineered to protect it a little bit, that like, but didn't sacrifice the image.
Someone needs to save the fisheyes.
Write
Yeah,
it
right.
down. Write it down.
Save
Put it
the
in
fish
notes.
eyes.
Fish
Yeah,
eyes.
yeah, yeah.
It's up to you.
Save the fish eyes.
Yeah, it's a good job you didn't have one of those centuries.
Yeah, I couldn't afford to lose one of those, let alone 3.
Yeah, it's a vintage camera at this point. It's like a vintage look. It's like a filter or something
is.
like
I
that.
agree.
And it's a lot of glass to be hitting.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, she's going for it. If you want to see something happen, just let her do it.
'Cause I don't think that's gonna work very well.
She'll make it work.
Head's gonna get stuck.
Stuck.
All right. So hold on. Oh, we made a noise. Sorry. She's gonna stick her paw in there and drink it.
That's all right.
Yeah, little kitty liver
share.
flavoring for you. You can't leave water in the house like that.
No.
You literally can't. I drink out of very small cups generally. And drink all the
Learn
water.
from mine now.
She's like, yours is a little more full. I can reach it.
You mentioned at some point picking up filming for injuries, and I think on the Overclicked you said something like, I've only had 15 months or something like on the bike. That's my best streak or something crazy like that.
In that time period, yeah, I don't know. I can't remember exactly what it was, but within like 2 years or some, maybe 3 years, I'd only had something
Crazy.
something like 14 months like actually riding.
Yeah.
I came back from one injury, broken foot. I broke my foot and then came back second day riding, broke my ankle. It was like, it felt like that for like
Wow.
however long, yeah. And it was just like, felt like it was going on forever and ever and ever. But
And so you've had obviously you had the motocross falls,
yeah,
and then that kind of streak, and then that was when we talked on Overclicked, and then that was like a not a easy healing period. Like it didn't go smooth.
Yeah, that like time period was not. Yeah,
And didn't you get hurt on speaking of, because it was the filming thing, it was a run up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Right?
that
That's how it
was the-
happened.
that was
The
the
lead in,
last-
yeah.
that was the
tell that
last
story.
one.
Tell that story.
So it's actually, I think it might be the last clip in that Etnies mixtape that just recently came out. Or it came out last year, the end of the last year.
Tell me the name because
Visuals.
Because I can't think of anything anymore.
You do a little turnaround before the set
Well,
and then
if
catch a wall.
The last clip doesn't have a run-in. And there's a reason for that. Oh, it actually might have a run-in. It might, I think the clip, it does, I'm pretty sure it does have a run-in. But yeah, basically I do a tooth hard and tried to film a run-in just doing a tooth, missed the tooth.
Oh.
And I just landed basically with my leg just dead straight, and it my femur basically just like cracked my tibia in half.
Oh,
Yeah. So
in that clip that we're gonna
Yeah, it cuts like before.
Yeah.
But it is that
So you got the run up clip.
Technically, yeah, I got the clip. It's so annoying because I did the trick, like, I wasn't happy with how I did it, and I did it like 4 times. And I was like, I don't think I was really happy with it. I was like, let me just get a run up and we'll just fuck it. Yeah. And then just.
Do you think it was that you didn't like, you just weren't, your head wasn't in the game?
Maybe,
or something?
yeah. Maybe it was just like, I don't know.
Like, this isn't what I want. This is a run up clip. Like, I'm not really thinking.
And it didn't even really need a run up. I just, yeah.
I mean, it's like it happens to everyone though, where you're overthinking the setup and the trick alone that you completely mess up on the dumbest shit. You know?
Exactly. And that's how it's always been. It is. Broke my foot, just literally did a toboggan over the box and slipped the pedal on the landing and ran over my foot. Just like at the skate park, I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
That's what, like, I remember Daryl talked about.
Always the dumbest stuff.
Reached the limit with his bars. At his fingers, he would like break a finger or dislocate a finger. He'd be like, no unnecessary bar spins. Like, I don't do them.
This run up,
that's the clip right there. And it just cuts.
It just cuts. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I just basically like missed the peg. And I was like, oh, fuck. And then the front wheel dropped. And I jumped over the bars and just landed and just, straight leg.
Frustrating.
So you did one of the bends. It's either an ACL or...
Yeah, luckily, no ligaments, but I did have to have surgery on my tibia. So
you could have just bunny hopped down the 4-stair.
I could have just rode up to it and not even done anything.
God.
Yeah, that's the worst because you got the clip.
Right?
Yeah, and that's the sickest part. But
yeah, never again.
Never again.
That's crazy. Yeah. It's cool to tell the story.
That's a bummer though.
I've had run-ups like go bad on me a few times. There's a clip in like the Foundation We the People DVD.
No more run-ups.
I did a pegs, hard bar down a rail, and then I had to get a runner and just like hop on the rail. I'd already hopped on the rail like 30 plus times, missed both pegs, just went on the rail on my chest on the run up. It was just like, what is going on? And it always seems to happen when you're like run ups.
The next video is definitely gonna be called no run ups, but everybody thinks everything's like just like first try, like that type of thing. But he's like, no, like a bunch of tries, bunch of run ups, but just like nothing afterwards. Yeah, nothing.
I'm scared to ask because I've heard it's not just you. Like, I know that Brock did his knee on a lead in, and like stuff where it's just like, was it worth it? Like, I don't know if I can get it some other way. Like, I'm down, but like,
well, it is
you don't actually have to
run up, mate.
True, but we filmed one, and you didn't actually have to do anything.
Yeah,
and I was like, that works for me because then your head's not out of the game or anything. You know what I mean? It's like hard. It's like then you're almost acting, and it's like, yeah, but you're not riding.
There's got to be something like scientific about it in the sense of like when you get like you've been battling something for a while, you accomplish it, and then you're like whatever you're like, you're like
relax and all the focus
endorphins and stuff, and your adrenaline and stuff is gone.
And you're like, I did the hard part.
Yeah,
what can go wrong?
Yeah. That's got to be it. It's got to be.
You just caught off guard.
Yeah, that's what it is. Really, you just stop trying as hard as you were before. You're like, yeah, I did the hard part. This is chill.
Yeah, I guess it's like. Lack of commitment, but you're just not fully committed.
Head's not in the game. Yeah. I mean that makes sense. Headphone eating.
Oh, you want to watch these, mate?
Yes. I do have an extra pair in there, so I have Adam actually.
I wanted to bring that up as well.
Yeah, I didn't think about it until we were just watching the video, and there's like the first like 3 clips were like
he's like
chewing a headphone.
I mean, do you just like? What do you just bounce an AirPod around now in your mouth, or what do you do?
Doesn't even use
I don't like AirPods because they just fall out and then you got to find them.
It's like, nah, dude, no breakfast today. Straight to the spot. Hit your earphones.
I think
now I can't find a clip, of course, but
we've all seen it though for sure.
Yeah,
it comes around and just goes stick.
Yeah, but I think sick of having some. I don't really. Not so much ride with. There you go.
There's one. Yeah, on the
broken leg.
I've seen the headphone and I've seen the hoodie strap as well.
Yeah,
like the hoodie tie down.
I don't ride with headphones as much anymore, but it's mainly just because it hits me in the face.
Yeah.
And I picked it up off Ed Zunder.
Oh, okay.
I see he used to do it every now and then because I don't want to be like, what is it? When you have both and you're just ignoring people
I don't want to be like ignorant, so I have one in so I can hear people, but
So
then the other
one's
one's like
slapping
hitting me
you
in the face.
Oh, right.
Or if it's in under your t-shirt, it ends up dropping out down through your t-shirt. So
Yeah.
it's basically just to. I've sometimes just cut them off.
I was gonna say, you can cut it off,
Cut
it
the
still
other one
works.
off, yeah. But sometimes, but then
Some hacks.
Yeah, but then like if you get on a plane, you want them both in, or
Yeah.
That's a little.
So I just chew it.
Until it doesn't work, and then
I
you're,
do.
then you're fucked on the plane.
They go through quick. I just bought a new pair before I came in.
These are wired ones. Have
We're
to
all
be
going
fairly,
wireless now,
Yeah.
dude.
They have to be fairly cheap these
When
days.
they get
right?
rid of them, I'm just gonna be so mad.
Vintage Apple.
Just falling out, loses. Yeah,
To everyone that has leftover cable ones, you know where to send
hit
them.
me up.
Right.
I'm gonna need them.
Etnies. Let's talk about Etnies. Since I was an Etnies video today, you stopped by Etnies headquarters because you're Etnies. Is it Etnies Europe technically?
Got some
Yeah.
slippers.
Look at those. Those things look. the
Comfortable. They
high,
look
They are
high
comfy.
vis.
They're comfy.
High vis.
Those are some plain ones right there.
That's literally what I was like. I need some for the plane on the way home.
Yeah, I'm wearing slippers as well,
Comfy.
and I walked up to the van and he got out in slippers and we're like, hey, what's up?
But just like, I'm in trend.
Right.
Let's go.
So you went by Etnies. So are you on like what's the technical term? Etnies Europe? Is it Etnies Wales?
I guess Etnies pro team. I
Okay,
guess.
so there's
Yeah.
like just straight Etnies
Yeah.
Pro then. All right,
Yeah.
that's cool. But obviously you like, I think who's your TM over there?
I mainly deal with Ian Morris.
Okay, so like the headquarters is in Lake Forest,
Yes.
and then you guys stopped by there today.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Sick. Pretty overwhelming with how many just how much they're doing. There's just so many pairs of new shoes, sample shoes, just like everywhere, and they just like design stuff. It was cool to see everything.
Yeah,
It was sick.
yeah, it's a big operation over there. I haven't been there in years, but
And
it is
obviously S and America too is from.
is S still a company? Did they bring it back?
Yeah, they brought it back.
Oh, that's
It's all
cool.
like Soltec, so
Okay, yeah, that's cool. They brought it back. Sorry, now the cat wants out.
I got you.
She'll be back. Yeah, I vividly. S was always my favorite company, like growing up, and then I remember just that like rest in peace where they put the
Yeah.
R and the T. I was like, oh jeez. So it was so vivid. I'm like, they're definitely gone. So, but that's cool. They brought it back. I didn't know that. Do you have much going on with them? I know you had some colorways in the past. Is there stuff?
Yeah, there's one that just came out on the Windrow Vault, and we have done one for next year too.
Oh, cool.
That should be coming out next year.
Is it a high vis?
Kind of.
It was not high vis, but
We just saw it.
it's
That's
not
the
far
reason
off
I know.
the. It's orange, but it's not.
Do
high
they
vis.
work on? So they work on it in the headquarters, right? It's not like
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
and they're super like up for whatever you kind of want to do, like materials and colors. And I usually try and do the illustration or like the graphic myself.
Oh, that's
and they just let me. I'm like, what about this? And they're like, yep, that's perfect. You can do that. Like, there's no like, feels like they're not limiting me at all. Like whatever silhouette, it's pretty sick actually. Yeah.
Awesome. That's cool. Yeah, I'm the only other person that's ever designed a shoe here.
Oh, yeah.
So I
Yeah,
don't,
that's cool. Yeah, that's awesome. It's such a cool process as well. Like where you get the no restrictions, and they just give you the whole notebook.
And
Like
you
go
learn
crazy.
so much too. You learn like
Yeah,
a lot about
how long it takes to
stupid
get into
little things,
production.
yeah.
and how many they make, or how early they start producing them before they even sell it to the
So
distributors,
far
before
ahead.
they even get it to the store. It's crazy. Yeah, it's so cool.
It's nuts and
Oh,
like
yeah, bro.
makes you value it like
Yeah.
a little bit more. I
Well,
feel
like it also motivates you that much more because they're investing into you. They're believing in you, and
Yeah.
so when they do that for you, it's like, all right, hell yeah.
Yeah, these guys. Yeah, exactly. It's
It's a little bit of motivation for sure.
Yeah, it's good. It's
Cool.
like I guess it's like
I mean,
a
signature
dream.
shoes and stuff. Yeah.
it's like signature byproduct, and then like the signature shoe is like
Those are trophies, bro, and you can wear them. You know what I mean?
like whenever they talk about doing it again, I'm just like, whoa, this is crazy. I'm getting to do this. It's like I'm very thankful for it.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. What else is going on? I have a list here, but I'm trying not to let you see it. You're not supposed to look. You're looking. I saw. I said injuries. We got that. Oh, perception on the U.S. before you came to the U.S. Expectations and realities.
Well, when I was younger, I'd been here a few times already. So
Like just non-BMX stuff?
motocross.
Motocross. Holy shit, you were okay.
But Florida.
All right, that puts it in a little. Okay, that's not.
I raced in Florida, but I'd never been to. Or actually, we all got injured in Florida, and Anaheim 1 was on, so we all flew here for like a weekend to watch Anaheim 1. But that was when I was younger.
So, did you have a motor? You had a sponsor paying for that?
No, that was
out of pocket.
Yeah, that was.
Oh wow. Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah, but we had people over here like helping with bikes and stuff, but the flights and the travel, that was all my parents. So.
Okay. Yeah, because that was going to be my next
so
question.
awesome.
Is like,
Yeah.
you have a motorcycle here? You know, like do you fly over here with a motorcycle? Like, yeah. That's
but
crazy.
yeah, first impression, I guess coming over here.
Well, I guess in the BMX sense. Let's
Right, in BMX, yeah. It was kind of, my first trip here on a bike was New York, so East Coast. And that was kind of how I imagined it. But coming here was a little bit different, like having to drive everywhere. It's like pretty, I guess everyone does think it's like super easy over here, and it is in some way easier than back home because the spots are so, sometimes it feels like you're at a skate park, especially when you're in like a school or something, but having to like get to these spots it's not just like 20 minutes down the road, it's like this whole thing, and then security's like way crazier over here. I didn't think it would be like that. I don't know, just like it's not as easy as I thought it might be in California.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
but as a whole, it was pretty much what I thought it was. Sunny.
When in the UK you drive 2 hours, you're in a different city completely, and it's
Yeah,
like,
it sounds like a different world.
it's like
Yeah.
too far almost.
Yeah,
Yeah, here it's
like-
like, yeah, that's normal. Yeah, people
2
do that
hours is
daily,
kind of,
you know?
2 hours is kind of far back home. But
Yeah.
here it's like
Yeah, whatever.
nothing.
You did it today, like chilling. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, we'll come down 2 hours, just chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you go to Australia, and the next city is 15 hours away. You know, and it's like you're like, oh, okay.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like people back home, it's like, oh, let's go ride the skate park today. And they're like, that's an hour and a half away. Let's not go there. We'll just stay local. And it's like...
I mean, I'm the same way. So is Grant.
It's like over
never
here,
find-
we'll drive like... I feel like sometimes we'll drive so far to ride a spot. Admittedly, an amazing spot, but it's
Yeah.
like, that would never happen back home.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen here. Only some people do that.
Only when you're here for 2 weeks and
Yeah.
we need to finish a
Yeah,
project
video
for a
project.
month.
People
yeah.
think it's crazy. They'll drive to San Bernardino like every weekend. I don't know. That's where the guy wants to go. We're going to go wherever it is.
Yeah.
You do just...
But we
you're
are on a
like,
different schedule where we don't really have to depend on
Yeah.
having it be anywhere at any time. It's just like, well, this works, cool. Well, the school didn't work out today. It's a weekday. Let's just come back on the weekend. It's like,
That's another thing. Weekday and weekend spots.
Yeah, he didn't
That's
have a
brutal.
Does
concept of that.
not exist.
Yeah,
That is like...
that is a rough one, especially when it's all schools. That's why a lot of people hate schools out here, because it is the defining difference. Like, I mean, business stuff is always generally
Hit or miss.
you have the same problem on Saturday as you do on
Yeah.
Wednesday. You know, so but yeah, schools are difficult.
That doesn't really exist back home.
Yeah.
It's kind of just go whenever.
Yeah,
Try
yeah.
it. If it doesn't work, then...
I guess because here it's so, in California especially, where it's so common to not only pros from BMX, skateboarding, and other sports are breaking into these schools or are hanging out at these schools when they shouldn't be. But there's also all these other kids that just want to come up and skate the spot at the school. So it's always a bust regardless. The schools are always on lockdown, as in...
Yeah.
Over there, it's like, well, they're not really expecting.
They don't know
anyone
what's going
to-
on.
They're
See
not
someone
really
grinding a
expecting
rail,
it.
they're like, what is this person
Everything
doing?
here is capped, and everything here is like hard to ride, and so they know it's going to happen, so they're prepared. And as in over there, it's not as common.
Yeah, it's definitely not as common. It's like a whole... It is just a full,
It's common,
full
but-
culture here,
yeah.
right?
I feel like California is a different culture than the rest.
Yeah,
too, because
definitely.
even like those triple challenge events that I go to, the crowd in California is like,
Oh, yeah.
just 2 backflips. You know, like they don't they don't give
Only
a fuck.
one Bon Iver.
Yeah, you know, like they don't give a fuck. And then you go to just Arizona and it's like they're psyched. You
They're
know,
in
you
the
hear
sun.
people,
It's 105 out,
Yeah.
and they're like there from 9 to 6
you can
p.m.
hear
It's,
people just yell like wow, like
That's
they're
sick.
loving it. And then you go to like the next one's in Tennessee and people are gonna be their
it's gonna
minds
be
are gonna
even-
blow.
yeah, that's gonna
like,
be crazy.
Like they're gonna. So it's definitely the U.S. is huge in that sense, but
And it's a hit or miss as well, like in SoCal, where they're like, hey, dude, like, we know you're trying to do your thing, but, like, not today.
yeah,
And, like,
yeah.
other places are like, absolutely not, or we don't really know what to tell you because we've never seen this before, so, all right.
We just don't know how to deal
You
with
know,
it.
and so,
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
that-
about like industry wise? Like it just like I mean, you probably most of the times you've been here would have been with Grant in Long
Yeah.
Beach, and you're pedaling down the street. You see this person that you've seen on Instagram.
Yeah,
this
the industry
person.
here is definitely
Dan
more
Kruk goes by, does a hard 3,
needs a 6 mil for his bars.
just playing. Yeah. He's in the Subaru on the side of the road, changing the flat, going viral.
dropping the oil.
the fire playlist going on. Dan's quiet over there, but I know what he's thinking.
You didn't think I saw that, Dan?
He's like, why didn't you share it?
We'll move the mic over real quick.
You got something to say?
I mean, Long Beach is a
It's definitely more thriving here.
yeah. Long Beach is like it's a different place, even from San Diego.
Where was we the other day? And we were just at some random rail that fell over in the middle of nowhere, and someone just rolled past on a bike.
Oh, that was in LA, but yeah, I mean that's even in that neighborhood that was really weird. It's like kind of a
When the kid called Brock on a Sunday frame.
oh my god.
On Brock's Sunday
Yeah,
frame.
I don't even remember where was that.
Where was that? You were there.
Was the really did the crank hard?
Yeah, but
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
but where
Wow,
was
that's
that?
a really random place to see somebody. Yeah, we just are like riding this rail like in a field basically, and dude pulls up in the car, and we're like, oh, well, it's a random guy coming to this car like. Coming on a Sunday to his school at like 6:30 p.m. like right as sun's going down, and I'm like, oh, he's probably just gonna like I don't know, smoke in the parking lot or something, whatever.
Yeah.
And then like they start pulling bikes out, and they just like ride kind of past us, like full BMX bikes. But then it ended up talking to us like, the guy's name is Brock. He's on a full Brock setup. We're like, what? This is like weird.
it was just
that-
weird seeing.
But he didn't like come out and be like, hey, what's up, guys?
a little
He, like,
bit,
had
a
like,
little.
hi,
He talked to
yeah,
us,
yeah,
but
all
not
right.
like not as much as
That
you would
BMX,
think.
yeah.
You know what I
It
mean?
was just mad, just like
Yeah.
you don't see that back home.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
the person. Like if
Yeah.
you see someone, you know them back home.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
unique
At
to
the skate
hear.
park. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's either stolen or
Yeah.
or it's like, oh, he's got a bike, but it's not a BMX bike. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess let's talk about status spots. I mean, Hollywood High. You did you do something else down El Toro or no?
I've never been to.
Oh, you never been to El Toro. Okay, then I know Dan. Dan did something else
Start
down
of
El
that
Toro.
show.
I couldn't remember, but so Hollywood High is Hollywood High like I don't know. Is it?
Grant hates Hollywood High.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ugly.
Not even that. It's just always like kind of like it's like a, it's like a whole production. It's like
Yeah.
Nowadays, like there's you can't go whenever you want to.
Yeah.
They're selling the lot. You got to go there at a specific time. Like, it's like all the way buried in Hollywood, which is just like a shit show.
No
always.
parking.
There's no parking. You know what I mean? It's just like all the stuff that just like makes it kind of difficult. And then it's like
There's an In-N-Out close by. That's about the best thing I've
true.
thrown out for you.
There's a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? It's like then it's like, oh, well, here you are at this thing. Like,
It's a nice
you
rail.
do the
warm
thing.
up.
It's a really
do
nice
the
rail.
thing, and it's like a lot of people can't handle that. Like, oh, we're gonna go to Hollywood High and do this thing. It's like kind of big deal, you know. But it's like he likes the rail. That's the difference. Like other people are like, oh, I want to ride the rail because it's like it's Hollywood High, so they want to ride the famous rail. And that's cool, it works, but it's like he actually seems like he likes the thing, so it makes it a little easier. Other people like don't like it; they definitely don't want to
mean,
ride it,
it's
but
scary.
they
But
they
know
wanna do
it's
something
cool.
there.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
know it's cool to
Yeah.
ride it. He actually seems like he enjoys the rail.
What makes the rail good for you? What makes the rail bad for you afterwards?
It's just I don't know. The run up is like this
Yeah, it is glass. yeah.
perfect,
Yeah.
like smooth. It's a nice height. It's not too low or too high. It's high at the bottom, which makes it more time to do anything you kind of want to do out. And
I don't know. It's just
Is it the hype too? Just
the
like
geometry of the rail is nice. And yeah, it's like, it's one of those spots. It's like, if you can get a clip there, it feels good. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the status spot thing is like, there's like a pure aspect of it where it's like, hey, everybody knows how hard it is because everybody's been there. And so that makes it cool because everybody can appreciate the spot and the trick that was done there because they've been there and they've seen it. And then there's the other thing where it's like I did this at Hollywood High. And then you're like, it's not so good.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And even though it does just seem like a rail, there is other things to be done there. Like there's a wall rail. Mm-hmm. There's obviously the rail that Oggy snaggled against the fence.
Which is insane.
The fence.
Yeah.
Like the fence itself.
Yeah, the stair set. I feel like
there's a little one in the back as well. A smaller one. Was 8?
Yeah.
12, something like
What is
that,
Hollywood? 16?
16.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I enjoyed the rail. To me, I like the rail, but there's other things. I think it's a cool spot as a whole.
Yeah.
You can go there and get kind of any sort of trick.
And it's kind of a weekday spot.
I never tried. But since that's kind of
I feel like after
You probably
school's
could.
really
Yeah, you
out,
probably
like it's such
could.
a shit show that it's like
I mean, I can imagine going there on a weekend, trying to ride it on a hectic weekend, tourism.
It's
hella traffic.
It's always insane. It's like you can't go there in the beginning of the day because they're taking money for parking. So that's annoying. So it's like sometimes when a dude
parking.
wants to do something, like, you know, they want to just do it. They don't want to wait around all day.
Yeah.
But it's like you have to now. Just the way it's set up now, you have to wait. So then we went there on this trip, and we went there like at the time I've gone there, and it's always fine. Guy just sitting in a chair at the top of the rail. I'm like, I guess that's not going to happen. We go somewhere else, end up coming back. There's no one there, but it's like, then there's always like a skate kids there.
Yeah, there's
you know,
always
like,
skate kids there.
Always like a skate crew just
Always
hanging out.
just like,
Sometimes they're
"Yo, this
filming,
rail's-"
sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're just little kids looking at the rail.
Yeah.
Because it's even bigger for them. Like that spot to them is huge, you know? So they're like just chilling at the top, doing kickflips on like the flat. Like when we pulled up, there were just like 10 kids up there. And so we just pull in and start setting up. And I'm like, I'm going to assume they're not actually skating. So I don't feel bad doing this. And they weren't. They just like sat down or whatever. But I've also been there and there's people trying to film on it. And you got to like wait for them. So having all that, it's not the most enjoyable place to go because you're like, I don't know. It's a crapshoot of whether we're even going to get to try a trick here today.
So you went there this time. Mm-hmm. Win? Was it a win?
Last.
It was a loss.
Couple weeks. No, it was a win.
Was it a win?
Yeah, it was a win.
Sorry, I didn't say that. Was it a win?
Yes.
Like, did you win or did you lose?
We won.
Okay, you won. All right. Are you allowed to say what you did? You want
Nah, we'll keep it.
keep
Yeah,
it?
we'll keep it. I was going to say up to you, but
We'll
yeah,
keep
we'll
it.
keep it.
We'll
Why
keep
not?
it. We'll keep it. All right.
But it was a win as the shortest win.
It was
Oh,
the
was that-
it was
It's
the
like the
quickest
quickest win.
All right.
It had to be, but it was like the quickest win.
Sick.
Front flip down the stairs.
That would be sick.
it was actually
You should do
cash
that
roll.
next time.
Cash roll down the stairs. Wow.
I've been working on them.
Wow. Impressive. Did you film a run up afterwards or a lead in shot?
Well, I'm
Not this time because he's in picture right now. He looks good to
I'm
me.
here, so
Looks
So you
pretty
did.
healthy to me.
Yeah, right. So you did ice hard, crook hard, and was there another one that I
Peg
missed?
hard three.
Peg hard 3. The peg hard 3 is the wildest one to me. I mean, the pegs hard at El Toro too. Like that is, I just don't see how it's logistically impossible. So like,
looking back, I don't think
especially because El Toro
did that
goes into
again.
the ground.
Yeah,
So-
it's so low.
Yeah.
at the
Super
bottom.
low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
But-
uphill landing too. It's like
Oh yeah, El Toro's
El
up
Toro's
way
definitely
up.
more
Yeah.
of an up rail.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good up.
Definitely lower.
It's a good up rail. It's
Definitely lower at the bottom.
it is a down rail too, but it is a good up rail.
It's definitely a rail.
Yeah, it's a rail. Yeah. So out of those 3, you said the pegs hard 3. You don't think you could do that again right now?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, but I just don't think so. Because I barely got away with that one. It was like a 270 slider.
Which one? What was that in? I'll
It's like in a claw video. Welcome to Pro.
Yeah, the one where
was that
I
the
have the big crash at the start.
Welcome to Pro?
Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah, because you had done the ice hard. That was the ender to the previous video. So I was like, well, we can't. It's actually the,
was
the
that?
first
Yeah,
or
I could
second
see it.
clip.
I could see.
Yeah, it's after
I
that.
remember this piece. This piece is so sick.
Here, we'll go from the beginning.
Watch the crash.
Oh, nice.
Oh no, okay, never mind.
It's a good crash.
No,
It was a good
I'm not gonna do it then.
Completely out of my comfort zone.
We're not trying to watch your crashes.
Oh,
There it is. You're watching
God
it
damn
anyway.
I know, skipped it. That was in Long Beach? That
Yeah, that was in Long Beach, yeah.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, I had no
Well,
chance of doing it.
think
Don't
it's
even know why I tried.
It's worth a shot.
I pedaled by that thing and I was like, nope.
Yeah. God, you did not
Yeah,
last.
it actually
You
went-
landed fine.
It actually went around better than I thought.
I didn't know how it was gonna work.
Obviously, you're your own critic at the end of the day.
Yeah,
but
I
it's
just
like,
remember it being like 270 and like the tire bouncing across the floor.
Nah, it's
Not
good,
at all.
bro.
Sorry to slow mo your blood here.
I really wasn't. I really wasn't sure how it was gonna work. But then when it
That one didn't
happened,
work, did it?
when it happened, I was
No,
like,
I
oh,
mean,
I guess it worked better than I thought.
Dude, and you're all the way at the bottom of the rail
God,
too. That's perfect, bro.
Yeah.
Every
Not
time
bad.
it's at the bottom, I'm always like, oh, he'll pull off early, thinking like, yeah, that's what makes sense. But no, every time somehow you make it all the way down there.
Yeah, I feel like most people would pull off like before
Yeah.
that second upright at the bottom right there. Yeah, that's okay. Then not again. Never again. Not that you would
no,
ever
I
have
hope
to do
not.
it again. Yeah. But,
That is actually what we filmed again, wasn't it? We did.
oh,
that.
yeah.
just went
that's
back-
the
we're just
win,
with-
yeah.
Switch.
Hard five.
Switch
Yeah,
footage.
Is it hard five?
Hard five, back manual to the street,
Oh,
round
wow.
the gate.
Yeah, around the gate. Around the guy in the
Half
chair.
cab.
Oh, God. I'm trying to think what you could do. I don't want to guess it, but I do want to try, but
I honestly thought it had already
for-
been done. What I did the last time. Is
What's
that what
that?
you're talking about?
No,
Trying
no.
to think what I did. Oh.
no.
he's trying to think
I'm
what
trying
you
to
said
guess what you
What we
filmed
filmed.
on this trip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But-
thought it would already been done, but turns out it
No?
hadn't. Yeah.
No. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what to guess.
I guess we'll just have to wait for that.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for the new piece.
Hey, plug.
Well, yeah, we don't even know where it's going though.
No.
Yeah.
It'll be out there.
It'll be out there. It'll be on the internet
regardless.
somewhere.
It'll
But I
be
assume,
out there,
I
so
assume
keep
if
an
it's
eye
going
out.
to We the People or
It'll be
Claw,
We.
that We Make Things sent you out here.
Monster paid for the flight.
Oh, Monster paid. for
Travel
the flight.
budget.
Okay, fair enough.
Shout out
fair
to
enough.
Monster for the
Shout
travel
out,
budget.
yeah. Shout
You
out
know
to
what
Monster.
that's like.
We'll
Best thing
get
ever.
there. We'll get there. I guess we'll talk about Monster now then. So you have
Teammates.
yeah,
Teammates.
a claw, We the People,
Mm-hmm.
and then when does Etnies come in? When does Monster come in? Like how I know I said I wasn't going to ask timeline stuff, but here we go.
No, but that's definitely like a day you remember, like a year at least, you know,
Monster.
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Monster was what year was that simple session?
2017.
That was kind of when that started rolling.
maybe
and
2018
so it was Monster, then Etnies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it the foundation year?
after that.
I think that was the year I finished. I finished 30th at simple session and somehow
Congrats.
got put on Monster.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, not somehow, bro. You put in the work. You know what I mean?
But it was like at that weekend.
Yeah.
Creasy like came up to me, and kind of like was like, "Oh, it'd be sick." Blah,
So
blah, and then
Creasy works for
Creasy-
Source now, but he was
working for Monster.
Yeah,
at
he
that
was a
point. That
current
was his
Monster
very
TM.
last thing, I guess, was that.
Oh,
Creasy, shout out to Creasy. He
Yeah.
put on a lot of heavy dudes on the Monster team. He
Yeah.
knew exactly who he was looking
The
for.
whole
so
above below thing.
doesn't miss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was Monster Europe TM, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. So that's how that works, right? So you're Monster Europe. Okay. And that's not like how sometimes it's like Europe is like lesser or something like that than like in the main thing. But like I feel like for Monster,
It's just like it makes sense
it's just
being there.
Yeah. It's just who you answer to or who you call
Yeah.
for.
Yeah,
for
every
flights.
region has a different person in charge where they all take care of you. Whether like even if he's in the States, he has someone to talk to over here as well. Like South Africa, same, you know, and Asia, there's always going to be someone taking care of you. So it's the same thing pretty much.
Cool. That's
Same
cool.
company,
Depending where you are,
same
yeah.
elite status, same everything. Yeah, it's cool.
Cool. That's
Elite.
elite.
Dude,
me
use
feel
the
elite.
word, bro.
Nice.
Yeah.
Use the word, bro. It's cool.
Yeah, that's
You
awesome.
are one of the very few on the team. You know, it's cool to say.
Yeah.
For sure.
We shot that photo where they announced it
Yep.
that day.
That
So
day.
whenever this video came out, it was like before that, whatever,
the
like
welcome
maybe
to
4
the-
months or whatever
Yeah.
before that.
Oh,
3
yeah, we
months
did
before
shoot it that day,
Because
yeah.
remember, we
Yeah.
shot the photo on the steps.
Yeah. So what is that? Jan 23? So maybe what? I can't even do math
Like
anymore.
maybe
19?
5
Yeah,
years?
2018, something
Yeah,
like that.
5 years or
yeah.
something like that.
Simple
So-
session 2018.
Time flies.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. Is that like I guess from I feel like when there's like kids watching this, it's like, what's your obligation? You know, like is there obligations? Like as they're like I guess
hat?
not kids, but like just people.
The hat,
humans.
I guess.
Yeah. That's it. Like in the contract, like do you have stickers on your bike? Do you
Yeah,
have
stickers on the bike, on the forks.
Yeah.
and then
Just put
the hat, but
stickers
they're
on your car
they're
as you
super
drive
easy.
around.
Just massive, the whole thing.
Doesn't even have a cat.
Neck
Hold a
tat.
Monster can every 25 minutes.
The limo that
Yeah.
I've got, they just cover that in. Private limo.
Fair enough.
Grant drove it here today.
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
a little bit of input. It's like me that I wear a helmet. Obviously, they want me wearing the helmet. You know, it's
Yeah.
like they own the helmet, they own the hat, and it's like they're cool with you wearing like a doomed hat with a monster patch on it. They're super cool with that as well. So they're very lenient with it. And obviously, if you're at a simple session event, which is the Riot or the opposite sponsor that's sponsoring the event, then you're going to be holding a can or whether it's your own water bottle with the logo to represent, and be the one.
But
So
for the
that's cool.
most part, they are super lenient. They're
Which is
pretty-
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, they're super chill about it.
really nice. It's like
Stickers on the bike and wear the hat, and if you need more, just hit us up. It's
Cool.
pretty
literally, it's like
To all the kids out there watching, wondering, it's like, yes, it's an energy drink company, and yes, they support the sport more than they need to, and
Yep.
that's a blessing alone. So it's cool.
and
Yeah.
they help so much. Like I said, with having a travel budget, that's like it's amazing.
Yeah,
Just-
healthy travel budget. I'm
So
sure.
good, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They do a lot. I'm really thankful for everything they do.
Cool. And you had that spin to win video recently too, right?
Yep.
And that was during that injury that we talked earlier.
Yeah, that one
But
took
still-
a
That
bit,
should
right?
have
Yeah.
only taken like 3-4 months, but it ended up being like 4 years.
Well, it was also a
'cause
pandemic.
COVID,
There was a pandemic in the middle of that and all that stuff. So you get I feel like everybody gets a pass during that. Like,
But that
so-
video, watching that video, I'm like, some clips, I'm like, whoa, that is so old. I'm like, holy shit. Yeah.
That's cool though.
I guess one I know without looking at the list, I'm actually not gonna look at the list, is that there was a quote, and I'm pretty sure it was you, and I could be wrong, from X Games. You had a quote that said, I'm just a BMXer in a room full of athletes.
Yeah.
That is how I felt. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I feel all the time at any
So
contest.
that was X Games 2021, I think, or 20. Yeah, well, it was pandemic period. It was because it was
I
at
think
that.
it might have been in a room full of pros, maybe.
No, you said athletes.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was you were like you were like wheezy.
yes, I was dying. Yeah, and everyone else was fine. That makes sense.
Wasn't
yeah.
this just that last one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the last one.
The last one.
Yeah, I
The
think
one
so.
in Vista.
Yeah, the one in Vista.
California
Your
Trim.
first one.
Everyone
Yeah.
and I remember
Oh,
riding.
that was your first X Games. So
That's
now
it.
Japan. Are you in Japan?
No.
X Games Japan? Oh, shit.
I remember riding that practice, and 5 minutes in, I was dying, and no one else had broke a sweat. Yeah, and I was like, maybe I'm not. I don't think I'm cut out for this.
It was hot.
It was really.
It was
possible. Yeah.
really hot. But they are. It is funny because they are like it does seem that way from the outside looking in. Like you're like, how do they just keep riding bikes like that?
Just I need
Yeah.
a break, and let me drink some. Let me get some fluids in me. I need to chill a minute.
It is in like peak summer California, indoor, sweaty facility. And obviously for you, it's super hot. So
Yeah.
I understand.
It was a really it was a whole eye-opening experience. It
Well,
was fun.
Was it cool at least? Like
Yeah.
I guess like being there. I don't know.
I was
Like,
really nervous.
Yeah.
Like super nervous at first, and then practice kicked off, and I got into it, and that was really fun. And then I was never been to X Games before, so I was the first to drop in. And when they told me that, I was like, oh no, super nervous again. But then once I dropped in, I felt okay. Then it was like good.
That was awesome. I remember you rode really well too.
Thank you.
But I think it was one of those events where everybody kind of like pulled their
But
shit.
everyone rode extremely well.
Like sometimes there's those events where it's like 4 or 5 people kind of just like can't put it together, and then but that was one of the ones where it was like 10 out of 10 people put their shit together. But was it cool to be a part of? Was it like one of those things where you're
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
yeah,
it
I'm
was
not gonna do the contest shit
like a
anymore.
Dream come true being
Yeah.
a part of that, and it actually made me enjoy contests more. Like last year, it made me. Before last year, I was always like, oh, I just can't do the contest thing. It's just not for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think there was a backyard jam in the UK, and I was really happy with the way I rode in that. And then simple session, I like all the other ones I kind of took serious, but not serious, but like thought about it more. But this one I really was just like, I'm going to just try and do the best. I'm actually going to try and give it my best shot. And I ended up in 4th, which I was like, surprised myself. I was like, oh, maybe I can
ride contests. And then, I was really happy with the way I rode at X Games too. But yeah. So I think I enjoy contests more after that X Games.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to get to.
No, that's good. Yeah, I felt like it was a little shell shock when it was like that quote. I just remember I was like above you or something like that, and you're like, and you said that thing, and I was like, that's real, like because it is funny because those dudes like they go to the gym down the street from there, like that's where they go to the gym in Carlsbad and stuff like that, like those dudes being like Dennis goes there and like Pat goes there and Pat goes there and like there's several bike riders, professional riders.
All those dudes, including
you go there. You go there. Yeah. I was like, who else goes there? Oh wait, Kevin.
It's sick though. It's like sick that all you guys like. It was like eye-opening seeing all of you guys like ride a big contest like that, and I was like, oh, this is how they do it. It was like,
and I remember you saying something at the dinner that day. You said something about like it's exciting to come to these contests because it makes me realize where I need to be and where and I'm actually enjoying it because it gives myself a challenge to like do everything that I'm good at and that I like to do. And if I'm not quoting you exactly, but I just remember you like being excited about the contest.
It was
alone.
fun, like. Being around that whole atmosphere was really like new and exciting to me. I really enjoyed it, and it was sick. And I really appreciate like I don't know I guess I really appreciate the effort people put into any sort of riding that includes contests. It's like
it's hard work for sure.
Sick,
even still,
it's humbling
after
like seeing that happen. It's like this is where I want I want to do what these guys are doing, killing it. Like
it is its own discipline in that sense of like being able to do incredibly hard shit at a consistent level within a tight time period.
Super
like
impressive.
Yeah, it is.
And video parts will always be like the thing that I love. I love filming video parts. That'll never go away. But the contest thing, I was like, oh, this is actually sick. Like I enjoyed it.
Cool. Well, hopefully, we haven't really heard too much about X Games this year. But hopefully you get a fucking invite.
That'd be nice.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, hold on. Let's start talking. Let's start talking. Edit can begin shortly after this. But so if they do real BMX, it would be sick to like see how you have a video part and be in like like an X Games like street event as well, because like obviously
that would be
more
like
video part and
something that I would really want.
Yeah,
out of all of them, X Games. Real Street would be like the one that I'd really like to have have a go at.
Yeah, perfect. Like it's like it makes sense. You know what I mean?
I enjoy doing videos and
it's like an interesting mix that's hard to do. Like make a competition out of videos is hard, but you like filming videos enough that it like you make sense in that spot.
Yeah. And how many fisheyes do you think you would go through?
Hopefully zero. I'm hoping the one I got is good. It's the most even one I've ever had. Like the vignette is like the most even on the left and right.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's like,
dude,
it's kind of like a prized
fucking
one.
Losing my mind about that.
Yeah,
why? I'm like, I thought it was my camera.
No, it's the lens. I didn't really notice it either because my first one was good. It's pretty even.
Yo, you just taught me something. I literally have been like, why the fuck is it not even?
So I never thought about it. Then Felix was telling me that his friend Anton was losing his mind because apparently he's like really picky. So he bought 3 or 4, if I'm not mistaken, till like he found one that was like the best, and then he like got rid of them, returned them, sold them, whatever. I can't remember what he said with that. And then my second one that I hit on the screw, that one was like kind of bad. The quality of the lens was perfect. Like it was used, but it looked brand new. But that one was like offset. And then this one is the most even one I've ever had. So I'm like, oh, got to hold on to this one,
I guess it's just like a small margin.
I guess it seems like something that at that price point would be like solid.
The lens is like $1,600.
Yeah, it seems like it would be fine, but I don't know. Yeah, I've definitely had them. All 3 were different.
Crazy. Wow. Okay, I learned something new. All right, back to real BMX. Have you ever had a real BMX part? Because you had an alternate. You had an alternate recently.
I did one.
2016.
Oh, the first
one, I think. Right?
No, not the first one. It was like 2018 or 19.
Okay, all right. Because I'm just locked into the
right in the middle somewhere.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I was an alternate for Dan Lacey at the time before COVID, and it was like an ongoing it might happen, might not happen conversation, and then I don't even remember anymore. It didn't happen. Yeah
No, crazy. Well, hopefully that happens again. I hear rumors about like the strict, like the actual X Games being in like North LA or something like that in some point. So coming up quick. I hopefully they announce something soon. But then no X Games Japan. Are you going to X Games Japan?
Yeah, I'll be flying out to that and then straight to a World Cup right after.
The opposite of Dennis. Dennis is like,
Dennis is
nope,
like, I'm
not
not
doing
going."
anything.
I was like, I'm jumping on board. I like it. I'm all about the travel. It's cool. Yeah, I'll be
I love it.
in Japan for X Games and then
Just
literally,
park though. I assume.
park, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
And then flying out literally the Monday morning.
Hopefully nobody yells at you this year.
We'll leave that for another conversation. But literally the Monday after, straight to a World Cup. Straight to a World
where's
Cup in
that?
France,
Oh,
Montpellier.
France.
So it's like, just booking the flights alone is like the most stressful thing because it's like, this doesn't work.
It is always it is stressful
And
getting all
obviously
the flights.
traveling in Europe in the summer is hectic, and then Paris's airport's insane right now, and
Yeah.
everything connects to there. So
Yeah.
yeah, hopefully fingers crossed everything is good, everything's fun, but it'll be cool. Yeah, X Games Japan's happening. That's the second week of May.
Yeah.
They're doing BMX Flatland again, which is super awesome to
That's
watch in
sick.
person. As always, it's so mesmerizing.
It's so sick, isn't it?
Yeah,
Flatland.
BMX Street,
Yeah.
and then obviously Park. The park course looks real cool. There's like this crazy looking, I don't even know the correct word for it, but this obstacle of it's a house, your traditional Japanese house with like a spine on it. So it's like,
Oh, that's sick.
of course, looks
Whoa.
awesome.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
That sounds cool.
Oh, that's
Yo.
cool.
That's all confidential as well. We'll probably be out online sometime soon.
I feel like I've dropped a lot of things. I didn't get the cease and desist from Red Bull though. They literally sent me the like strict embargo on the news thing, and I was like, I didn't say all the details. Let me look at the date. I could say it. Chris Kyle is in a fucking hot air balloon.
Is that done?
It's supposed to come out on the 14th.
I've heard about it. Is
Yeah.
it like the mini ramp they made of like carbon fiber or something?
Yeah, and
Dude.
it's like lifted up in the air by hot air balloons or something. Yeah,
I've just heard
it's
about
made
it.
by
We're allowed to
it's
talk
made
to
by
this.
the F1 team,
Oh, nice.
and it's lifted in the air like whatever 1,000 feet or something by a hot air balloon.
Seems like an interesting use
This
of
is a
their
conversation
skills.
we're allowed to have.
Well, yeah, because it's not going to come out. This isn't going to come out
All
for
right,
a week,
all right.
so I assume so. But you know about it?
I mean, I heard about it
Yeah,
recently,
yeah,
and
yeah. So on the news thing, I was
It's
like,
like-
apparently there's like a guy in the air blah, blah, blah.
tricks.
Yeah, but I was telling I literally made the Instagram video like as like a promo for the news thing, and I was like, I don't think I can post it. I'm not gonna post it. Like I don't want to highlight
Yeah.
it. Like so-
no, it's one of those things where it's like I bet we've all like dreamt about like seeing it or even like.
yeah,
is
I've heard
is
I've heard
is
lots
it
of riders talk
possible?
about
Yeah.
this over the years.
I heard about the whole construction of the bowl. It's built by the F1 team. It's all like carbon fiber and like titanium, and it's like
Sounds insane.
$500,000, and it's like a bowl. It's lifted in this hot air balloon, and Chris Kyle yet again does another
Something
incredible
insane,
project
yeah.
that will blow your minds for sure.
Have
And,
you seen it?
No, I've never
No.
seen it. I just heard about it, but
I've heard
it's
it.
one of
I
those
had
things
the
where it's like,
photo.
sorry, I can't tell you, but this is what's happening.
well, we'll edit this out if possible. I don't know if
I heard it was like crazy trying to figure out how to ride it because it's like
It's rotating.
yeah.
Oh,
Shaking,
really?
That
yeah,
seems-
that's what I heard too. And obviously, you're whatever 40,000 feet in
Yeah,
the
this is-
air.
this
it's
is all I have
shaking
right
with
here.
the wind, and
Oh my god! Look at that.
Don't down.
But I talked about it in the news thing, and then I reread the email, and it was like strict embargo, and I was like, "Fuck, I don't know."
You managed to miss the red highlighted strip.
I knew what I was doing. But yeah, I'm glad to see shit like that. That is amazing.
It's so sick,
what's
yeah.
it? Chris Kyle's like whatever that one project that
Kaleidoscope.
he had. Kaleidoscope. Oh
As-
my god.
to this day, still one of the.
I'm
I
surprised they
think
didn't
one
do
of
a
my favorite
follow-up.
videos.
It's crazy.
That
For
video
sure.
did so well. Like the Danny Macaskill thing did so well. It's like I feel like a Kaleidoscope too.
I think I loved everything about that was like the building to the color Pantones
Yeah.
they were picking to
Yeah.
like visually mess with your brain. It was like, oh my god, I can watch this 100 times. It's
Yeah.
still one of
when
the
he
videos
did
like
the curve wall, like
it's the
Yeah.
it's through the
Insane.
plexiglass and
Yeah.
then the one that rocks down. So it's like great job as always, Chris, and that crazy mind and team that you work with.
All right, back on you. Beginning, trend setting, and burnout of hard 360s.
why me?
Well, both you guys. He can talk. We can hear him. We can hear him. Dan, why'd you ruin him? I'm just
You
joking.
did too many.
No, but like there was a like they look so fucking cool. And then I feel like they caught on fire, and then everybody like burned out, and then for some reason the internet was like the We the People team does
you
too
guys
many
can
hard
spin
threes.
so good.
Team fly at
They're
rail.
so hard.
Well, like for me, the first We the People team trip I went on with these guys.
Oh yeah, you couldn't even hard 3 at that
I
point.
couldn't even hard 3. So
Why'd you come?
Exactly. I couldn't hard 3, and like I was watching these guys do them like it was nothing. So like, I just had to go to Four Seasons skate park and like really put in the work to figure them out. Once they became easy, I was like, oh, I'll do it on this rail. I'll do it on this rail, and then it just became like kind of like a bar spin to me. So I was just like,
Oh, they're
I
not.
just like doing them. They're fun.
Yeah,
Bar spins are hard.
they look fun. They look fun.
They feel really good.
Yeah.
When you get a nice one,
Yeah.
yeah, they feel good.
So what's the policy with them now?
Just do them all the time.
Still?
One a day.
Yeah, it keeps the doctor away.
Every rail. Hard 3.
Like for this
Practice
video
makes
project,
perfect.
for this video project, like what's the policy? You're like, all right, I'm gonna get 1, or I'm gonna get 2, or I'm gonna get 3. Well, like, what is your?
Sometimes I will just try to like avoid it because I know
Dan's
It's-
nodding his head for everybody.
because I know they're naturally going to happen because it's a trick that I enjoy doing. So I'll try and avoid it for a bit. But we ended up getting a few, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But like I tried to not just
They're different.
I try to do something in or like try an opposite one or like just not do
Opposite hardware.
just do a
I mean,
no,
you guys do the switch footed. I seen you and Felix like session the switch footed, switch 3 like regular. You know,
yeah, it's a hard one.
I make it look damn easy. So
Thank you. But yeah, try and not just do I don't want to say basic because hard 3 is.
Well, I know what you mean though. A vanilla hard 3 or something.
I know.
Yeah.
Try to not just do a normal hard 3.
Yeah.
I guess that's the only rule I really.
Was
have.
there ever a trip where you're like, well, who gets the hard 3 on this one? Like, oh, I got the last one. You take this one.
Well, I'm left pegs and him and
okay.
Felix are right, so
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm chilling.
he's like, I'll take it. You're not doing the left one? Sweet.
Yeah.
I got this one.
But I don't think there was much clash because we all ride a little bit different.
Yeah.
Even though we
yeah.
all do hard 3s, we kind of do them. We do like different things around those tricks.
So that one is just one of those tricks that like I think you guys were just like ahead of the curve a bit, so it became normal after you guys sessioned like the shit out of it. So it was kind of like
The real person to blame here is Scott Ditchburn.
Dude, I was just thinking about that.
yeah.
He's doing like X-up grind, hard 3s.
so early too, like way ahead.
Yeah.
He's way ahead of
Yeah.
the curve. But you guys
There
were
you go.
like,
Look at the highlighted question right here. I skipped over this one. Sorry, it's pretty small. Early riding
Oh, yeah.
influence. Ditchburn, Simone.
Yeah.
So yeah. So let's talk about Ditchburn. Shout out to Scott.
Yeah.
He's a fucking good ass dude.
Savage.
Got to hang out with
Pretty
him
sure
quite
he's
a bit.
Welsh too.
Is he?
I'm pretty sure.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
North
so
Wales.
a bunch of great Welsh riders for sure.
Yeah, there is. Ian Morris.
Pete
Welsh.
Is he?
Pete.
Sawyer? Is he
No,
Welsh? He's not Welsh.
Fake.
Fake Welsh.
Lives in Wales.
Yeah. Felsh.
Cycling's huge over there for sure.
Yeah.
Mountain biking's huge.
Yeah, mountain biking super big.
So Ditchburn, yeah. I mean, I feel like you guys definitely like normalize the hard 3 out of like everything type thing. You know, like.
What you really mean is we just rinsed it. We milked it.
Well, there's a negative connotation than what you said.
You guys you just figured out how to like kind of like tuck it. You know what I mean? So you're not just like scraping it around.
Yeah.
It's like you stylized it so then like it looked cool, right?
That's
So then
the-
it's like
That's the word.
Yeah.
then you're like,
exactly.
oh well, in
You guys made it look good.
In a lot of the beginning,
so
no one was
it
doing it.
became like being able to tuck out of it and
Yeah.
add some style and made it look like, and people became like visually attracted to it, and
Yeah.
then
The
it became
varieties
popular.
go on as well,
Yeah.
like with you doing the switch-footed switch and then you doing the 3 tuck out and Felix hitting the hard 3 whip, and it's like just all you guys are
Hard-
doing
Can we just
Yeah.
appreciate
the
hard
hard pegs hard 360 whip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you guys all do it incredibly good, but you all do it in your own way, and that says a lot about the trick alone. You know, with you guys, it's sick.
Definitely a versatile trick. It can be like put into so many different variations, I feel like.
Yeah, yeah. So because Kevin brought up the switch-footed opposite stuff. I feel like you've been on this cusp of being like doing opposite stuff, and Felix obviously as well, you and Felix together, but like the rail jam at Battle of Hastings this year really like put it on display because you were able to do the trick and then come back and like, because you wouldn't do that in a video part really, you know, like you would kind of do like a variation,
a rail and another rail in a row, but yeah,
like this
Can
jam,
we just talk
like,
about how that rail was built? It's like these dudes are sessioning this insane rail,
that was
dodging rain.
Yeah, it was.
shout out to Grant there at the top there, right there. Look at him. Look at that.
There
fish
he
eye.
is.
I mean, everyone's
That
clip.
fisheye's intact.
Those
That's
3
the
fish eyes
original
ago.
one. That was the original one.
His fisheye not so intact.
So yeah, shout out to Source for
This rail was.
For that one hell of a
this
rail
rail
jam.
is
That shit was
insane.
insane.
cool.
It was so cool to watch.
It was like pretty real size. It was like just small enough where you could like push it, but it was still kind of like a little bit intimidating.
That was savage though. You guys all went in like no practice, straight into the jam. You guys were warming up like during the jam.
Garrett was building his bike
At that
during practice.
This beginning part, he probably wasn't even on the bike yet.
He was building his bike in the street room in the Source.
I'm literally looking at your vignette in this, Grant.
That one was pretty good. The next one was not as
this
good.
is good. I was like, it looks pretty
That was
solid
the-
to
that
me.
was Navaz's
Mine's
lens.
horrible. So heavy squad. What was it, like 20 minutes? Was it a strict 20 minutes? It was probably just
It
whatever.
was like meant
whenever.
to be.
Yeah.
I think it was
Longer
meant,
than that.
I think it was meant to be an hour, but they cut it to 45.
Oh, okay.
The Garrett showed up straight
First
in.
bunny hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New bike straight in.
So the only thing that they could have improved on, obviously, is they didn't account for Gary and Lewis Mills and how fast they go. Is that they needed
a
like
little bit more run out.
the
Run
resi
out.
mattress at the end or some sort of.
Yeah, that one was. I just sucked it.
So I think this, like, both Dig and us gave it the YouTube name, but I'm pretty sure it was pretty accurate as far as like a rail jam, like
So
like
savage.
I don't know, like the craziest rail jam ever or something like that, but it was pretty solid.
I said like right after it was like one of the funnest things I've ever rode in my life. I feel like BMX has kind of needed something like that for a while.
Yeah,
It was sick too because it was outside. It was like the only 3 hours of the week that it wasn't like pouring raining.
That's
Rest
true.
in peace to the Queen.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
well, same day too
R.I.P.
for
That
sure.
was crazy.
And these ices out there with like a blowtorch cleaning
Oh yeah,
the
there
ground.
was like a moment of silence right before the jam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the city said that they would have to cancel it for a
Cancel it,
little
yeah.
bit.
Yeah, there was no live music
Yeah.
during the session as well because of it.
Yeah, couldn't seem like a party.
Look at that. I mean, they're just running back up the stairs. I kid you not, it was like at least an hour, bro. Like I was
It
there.
was, yeah, it was an hour, right?
I mean, I sat there and I watched the whole thing and I was like in awe. Like everything you guys were doing, like during the warm ups, let alone like when the jam was like fully on, you know?
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
There he is, the boss.
How long? I don't. A 16-minute video. I want to kind of get to the meat, honestly, but I don't want to. I should have cut through it.
There's
but,
a nollie over here.
yeah, nollie hanger.
Would you do on this the switch-footed tooth crank?
That's like at
Yeah.
the very
Is that the
end,
one
too.
that you
Yeah,
I'm imagining. I can't.
we'll cut.
I can't
We'll
really
cut through.
remember.
But there was a lot of examples of kind of just the switch-footed
There you
stuff
go.
and the
Switch-footed crank.
yeah.
it's
180.
Yeah, and you can see him switch back at the very
Yeah.
end for the ones that are curious. It's so insane.
Yeah, I was hyped on that.
So I honestly don't even know. It's like it just feels like I don't have a question because there's no answer. It's just like, you know, it's like why or like how hard is it? Like there's no like you're not gonna have like a proper
So many,
answer.
I've heard so many different opinions on it too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like
I feel
what?
like some people
Alternative.
don't really like it. I feel like I've heard some of my friends say they don't really like it, but
In what sense? Like for what reason?
because
Like they don't like it visually, or they don't like how it
think-
feels, or
a bit of both. I feel like some people don't like it because visually it can just look really awkward.
like it definitely can sometimes just look like, just do it regular. It could just look better. I've definitely done ones.
It's awkward alone to just ride on the opposite.
I've definitely
foot,
done
you
ones
know?
where I'm like, oh, that proper looked not good. But then other people I've heard people say that it's just the same trick, but your feet the other way, so it's not really that much harder. People think it's like overrated.
Yeah.
But I personally remember having to like learn how to hop on a rail. Switch foot was horrible.
Yeah,
like
of course.
learning it felt horrible. So I don't know. I like it. Feels good to like. It feels good to do it.
I do think it goes like underappreciated. You know, like that, doing the trick both directions. Like I mean, I can't even fathom it, honestly. Like I really can't. Like it's just not my style of riding, and the idea of like doing just a switch double peg down a rail is insane to me. So it's like I guess like how much would it cost you to jump on this rail? You'd be like, oh, $100. You know, and they're like, how much it costs you to jump on the rail opposite?
Yeah,
switch footed. Ooh, and you'd be like, I'm gonna need about $600. You know, like I guess that's the scale. You know, it's like, and in my head, it's 6 times harder because of that money. You know, and it's like, I don't know.
I personally definitely find it harder.
Do you think it goes under? Do you think it goes probably underappreciated by the people that don't live it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think there's some people who pay enough attention, but it's not like BMX isn't there. Like people in skate who follow skate that aren't like good skateboarders that are just interested in it, they know when stuff is switch. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's there yet, but it's just because there's not enough people doing it, I think.
Yeah.
And then we have like discussion when we're filming, like he does something that's like switch footed or whatever. Like, do we have to film like a regular one so that you can tell like what's the, like we literally talked about it. We're like, what do we do? And I'm like, we kind of were like, we're not going to force it, but if like a cool regular version comes across, like we will film that one on purpose so that you have both, but we're not going to like just film a basic one just to show that you could do it regular too. Like it would help understand the content, but what's the point of like clouding the part for you? Like there's no way you want to just put in like, oh, let's just do a tooth crank 180 just for the sake of doing a tooth crank 180. If the setup's good for the other one, you're just going to do the other one.
I do think it comes on, the burden becomes on the editor to like make sure it's like, it's like enhanced or whatever, or like shown in a spot in a video, then that becomes difficult for sure.
I think I like it because it's kind of a less explored avenue in BMX.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, it's not easy.
I mean, obviously Danny Hickerson.
Yeah.
Let's give him a big shout out for doing it all a long time ago.
But that line where he's doing like a switch-footed opposite 180 bar on the flat ground, I just didn't.
Yeah, people
did
did not
clock it. Yeah, and the curve wall to whip both ways.
Yeah.
You almost have to nerd out on the rider and study the rider. Like be a diehard fan of the rider to know like that's switch, that's regular, that's opposite, that's normal. You know, and so it's so hard for someone that doesn't know the sport so well, let alone like you're the only one that's doing it at an event on a rail jam. They're like, how do you even score that, like, or judge that, or
definitely, because I guess it's not new in the sense people have done it before. Like Danny was obviously doing it so long ago, but I think it's new now, so it's kind of like,
he said it perfectly, still like an unexplored avenue.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's not touched by a lot of
so
people.
I guess a lot of people don't really know how to take it properly yet.
Is that how it came about? Just because you're like, you know, like I got it from. So obviously I knew Danny Hickson was doing or did it, but Sam Jones was like, I think he was the first person I saw. He did a switch for opposite hanger in Frankfurt like years ago, and I just didn't really think anything of it. And then I was like, oh, that was actually sick. And then he posted a few switchfoot stuff on a few things, switchfoot on Instagram. And I was like, oh, that's sick. I want to mess about with that. So yeah, I think Sam was the person that kind of got me into it. Underrated rider. Yeah, incredible rider.
Like I actually think he's one of the most. He's insane.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Sam. So
me too.
Like, I mean, what was he trying to battle Hastings this year? The 360 to tires or something like that.
3 to tires, 540 to Kruk.
He did a truck to Kruk.
Yeah,
and then he
as
got all excited.
Yeah.
Like he said he was going to. He was like, if I do the truck to Kruk, I'm just going to do the 5 to Kruk. And then the 5 to Kruk went terrible.
Yeah. It really did,
Tail
but the
tap
fact,
the rim.
the fact that the truck to Kruk
Was
went so
perfect.
good.
Like it was nothing.
And he was
was-
trying 3 tires too.
He did
Yeah,
the
he's
three
trying three
tires chill though the day before. in,
He
like,
did
one of
do the 3
runs.
tires before, right?
And then
yeah.
I know he was trying the truck to tires, and I was like, "You're stupid. That's
He's
crazy."
crazy.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
always like thinking
Yeah.
out the box.
Oh, I love it though. He's good on the heavy nose.
Just
too.
all we needed you just let him know the $500 for the 360 to hang 5 over the spine is still
Oh yeah, true.
is still
Really?
open. Still
Still
open.
open.
What
He
about
says he
the
can't-
nose wheelie?
He said stop. He said
He
doesn't
can't
think
do it
he can
without a
do
break.
Yeah.
He can put brakes on. That's okay.
There you go, Sam.
There
Get
you go,
yourself
Sam.
in there.
Hey.
It's got to be hang 5 because it's
Probably
got to be
need that
hang
money.
The
Hey.
hang 5.
Yeah. And honestly, we have to look in the comments, but I think I don't know if they're good for it, but I think it was like well over 1,000 because of other people throwing money in. So
Come on, Sam.
yeah,
That's savage.
I'll maybe
That's so
repost
sick
that next
still.
week.
He's
Maybe
got a
I'll
spine
repost
at a
that
skate
next week.
park. Just get it done.
He it's so funny because when Vowel does it, it's like it looks so just like casual
Chilling.
in a
He
sense.
goes-
And then Sam posted that one where he like did it and he landed in the hang 5 and it was just like you're like, oh my god, that's so fucking dangerous. Like it made it look so much more real.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
I
get
think
it.
he could do it.
He could. He posted that 3 to hang 5 on the deck.
Mm-hmm.
Went around. So
Just needs to stop messing about and get on
4 or
with it.
5 foot spine, I think, or maybe 5. I don't know what the rule was, but so still open. But okay, switch footed. Felix and you, both on the same kick in that sense, like you
Enjoying the switch foot stuff.
Swappo. How is it like kind of feeding off of Felix? So you're wearing a fracture shirt. Mm-hmm. That's
He made this in his house.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, I take a lot of inspiration from Felix.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things he does. I obviously travel with him loads and seeing he's so progressive and kind of just feels like you're trying to catch up all the time. But I definitely see him do stuff and I'm like, oh, that would look sick. I could like incorporate that. And yeah, and I think he feeds off Switchfoot stuff because we both enjoy doing it.
Mhm.
I think we just kind of feed off each other. I don't think he can do the Switchfoot crank arm stuff, but all like the whips.
He has a weakness.
he has
that's it.
He has one.
2.
That and nose manuals.
Nose
But he's got all like the whip stuff and all like he can Switchfoot whip like it's like nothing. It's
Yeah.
insane. I've
Yeah.
done like I think I've done 1 or 2, and it hurt a lot. But he just does it. So he's kind of like, yeah, we're kind of like not exactly the same. So there's no clash, but we're different enough to like feed off each other.
I feel like Felix is such like he builds the foundation of his riding like by just riding so much that he like does it in such small manners, and then he gets it down that he's able to do it anywhere so
Yep.
strong, like because he just puts so much time on the bike. So
Yeah.
I don't know, it's
It looks like he finds everything easy.
yeah, I guess because of all the hard work, like one
Yeah,
of those
of
things.
course, yeah.
One of those like
He
one of
works.
those things.
He works
yeah.
really hard.
He has his own thing, the Fracture crew. Now you have Doomed. It's kind of he's not in Doomed, right?
Yeah.
He is Doomed.
He's
He's
Doomed. He's
all
Doomed,
right.
yeah.
All right. Did he
He's
have a part?
He's
He's
doomed.
doomed. Did
Along
he have
with
a
the
part in
rest of us.
chapter 1? Why am I
Yeah.
blanking on it? Okay, I'm spacey these days. I've gotten a lot of shit on the internet, especially from UK folks lately.
There's a lot of BMX stuff on the internet.
Yeah, a lot of BMX stuff.
Yeah, you guys all
you can
pull-
find
you
it if
guys
you
all-
type in BMX.
Bring
Yeah, it's
something
crazy.
different to the sport,
It's
not
crazy.
just riding, image, styles, personalities. It's sick. You guys all push that differently through your brands and just the riding itself,
Thank you, man.
Personalities, it's sick.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Music choice, obviously Grant behind the lens, you guys behind the lens, Felix films as well.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are all doing everything. It's so sick.
It's crazy as well
Full-on
because we're
team.
also like me, Sam, Jordan, Felix. We are all like pretty different.
Oh yeah.
Like fairly different to the fact where it almost shouldn't really work, but we all get on so well.
Yeah,
I think it's like a good combination.
it's funny how that works sometimes.
Yeah.
Though, are you sober guy now?
I'm not sober now.
Okay, all right. You just didn't touch a beer at all, so
I don't drink that much anymore, but
Yeah.
I'm not sober.
Okay,
Like
all right.
if a good time comes round,
You saying you're not having fun?
I'm having a lot of fun.
Put in his energy.
I just don't want to make an
Things,
idiot of
but-
myself.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That's the problem of mine. So,
I'll drink half of one of them and I'll probably be running up the walls.
It does affect you. It's funny because Dennis and I were talking about it. We're like, at this point,
it's 9%.
that one's fucked.
Dude, they're strong.
This one's mellow. Yeah. This one's more mellow.
I'll be ripping the place down. You're mad. Give me that there. That's crazy. I'll drink this.
You want a different one?
I'll drink this.
Freak.
Mm-hmm. Can I go to the toilet?
Yes, you may.
I knew that was going to happen.
You did just guzzle a lot of water too.
Yeah,
I've got
has like a baby bladder.
Just be a little quiet when you go out because of 4-year-old. Who is the freak? Is it?
Who's the freak?
Yeah, is it Rich Forn?
Has to be.
You stole my joke. Shout out to Rich.
It is Richard.
Yeah, Richard. Yeah, why is he so polarizing? He's such a you just want to watch him. If you could just if you could watch him all day without him seeing you,
I can't explain it.
Amazing.
I cannot explain it.
Yeah, I mean,
first off, I want to say Rich is a lovely human.
He is. He's great.
He's a lovely human.
Great. Yeah.
But he is a freak. I love you, Rich.
He's not going to watch this. He's not going to. He may.
He may,
actually. He's, yeah.
just the persona, interesting.
He's on the socials.
It's just very interesting. He's a mystery. I
socials.
think along the lines of just that, it catches your attention because it's you know him, and a lot of these guys are putting their trust into him. But do you know him? He's a mystery.
He is a mystery.
I knew nothing about him, and I met him once, and it was I get it now. Why everyone says what they say, but it's he's super kind, super loving, and
he just does things differently, I think.
Yeah. He goes with the flow his way. It's sick, for sure.
Yeah.
He also doesn't look like he knows what he's doing with the camera when he picks it up. He's looking at it
He's huh.
It is funny because
he does know what he's doing.
He does know what he's doing, and he does have his own vision and stuff, and sometimes it's hard from the outside looking in what that vision is. But it's for me, I feel like I am so hyper focused on technical perfection that because I'm not good at the vision and the overall picture, so it's so hard for me to see him he's filming when he was doing Dennis's project, it was a GH4 and it was getting low at light and it was horrible looking, and I was just in my head I was fuck, this could look so much better, just buy a GH5 at least, and it was, but then the clip looks fine, and it fits the aesthetic. It
Same
fits
with the sound.
Yeah.
Doesn't he
he's so creative.
I know the secret. You know the secret. You've fucking worked with him. So
I don't really know the secret. He doesn't even have a mic on his camera, an external mic. You just run. And he had one on the last trip, and it literally got hit off straight away. And he was like, "See, this is why I don't have an external mic."
I just think he could film it perfectly, and he could turn it into a beautiful visual piece, and then he could also film it like shit, and he could still turn it into a beautiful visual piece. And it is and that's his superpower.
It is.
In a sense.
So creative, it becomes
Yeah.
magic. I heard that recently as well.
What's that?
Where someone's so creative, it's the closest thing to magic.
Yeah,
where it's
yeah. I mean, that's kind of going he has such confidence with it that he can just be and film the clip, and it's
he's definitely filming. He'll be like, "I'm gonna do it like this," and I'll be in my head, I'll be "That's a bit risky."
Yeah,
he's kind of a risky filmer, the way he goes about stuff.
Yeah,
but he makes it look good,
and he's insane when he rides. It's so insane.
Yeah, let's not forget about how good of a rider.
We can't forget how crazy he is when he rides.
I'm yet to see him ride in person. By the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we tried to get him to ride, but he didn't.
So I went on a We the People trip to Mexico, and it was
we
just watched the video.
We actually just watched
that video.
And
and so Rich killed it with the video, and I don't know if I'm trying to peddle this story. I don't know if I want to say it.
Did he botch it?
No, Rich. We called him Princess on the trip. He was last one out of the van, last one back in the van. He was
filming some rats in the corner.
No,
or
it would just be
something?
stop at a gas station, and everybody would get out of the van,
just talking
and be like, "Hey, Rich, we're gonna get snacks," and he'd be like, "No, I'm good," and then we'd be walking towards the van. Rich would get out and go into the store, and we'd all be waiting for Rich for 5 minutes. You know, like small shit like that. After like 10 days,
Yeah.
you're like,
What is he doing?
Just get the fuck out of the van and go look around in the store. You know, like stupid shit. But like it adds up over the course of stuff.
That just makes him part of his character.
But I had never met him.
Yeah,
I didn't know
yeah.
who he was. You know, he wasn't Rich Foreign at this time. It was like kind of like his like I think getting a gig outside of like the stuff he had already done. It was like kind of the first one, and he was like, you know, like he'd wake up at fucking 3 a.m. because of the time change or something, and then he would go out and film sunrise stuff, and the stuff's in the video, like the intro of it, and then he would be like super tired at the end of the night, and people would want to go do shit because they couldn't. There's people everywhere in Mexico City, and he'd be like, "No, I'm tired. It's cold." And then, or like there was the one thing where it was like he came out, where like he was like fine, and he like got up, and he's like kind of like, you know, on his own thing. And I love you, Rich. I'm sorry, but like he like kind of just like came out, and he was like, and he was out of the bed, and we're like, hey, it's cold outside, dude. You got to put on some pants. Like you're wearing like tiny shorts. He's like, I'll be fine. Comes out, just bitches about being cold the entire time. And then he just like leaves at a point, and like fucking I can't remember singing. I'm never gonna remember anybody's name anymore. Shit, not even gonna do it. Somebody does a fucking pegs to over like on a subrail thing, like super gnarly. No clip in the video, like and like because Rich left, like Rich just left.
Rich just left.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm tired.
you know, and
See
it
you
was
guys
like,
later.
and we came back, and I like kind of bitched him out. Like I don't really ever care, but I was
Yeah.
like, hey, dude, like you're here to film the bike riders. Like if they want to go, you gotta go, you know. And then that was like kind of my first impression of him. And he was super cool to hang out with, but there was a lot of like that stuff. And now it's like but because he's such like a, I don't know, like now he's him. Now he's Rich Foreign. You know what he's doing.
Figment of everybody's imagination.
And the way the video came out afterwards, I was like, holy shit, the video is fucking amazing. He knows exactly what he's doing. Like, I should never doubt him, you know, like to his credit. So
But
it
you
was
probably should film everything that happens, Rich.
He is
and
the
I
hardest.
think we've briefly talked about it, and he's like, yeah, I've grown a lot.
Where do we
since
get
then,
on
you
that
know,
list
so.
to book him? You know, he's
Right?
like the hardest
Everybody
guy to
should.
like work
Yeah.
with.
You got to
it's
get
like-
in touch with him first.
I think
You gotta
there isn't a
somehow
filmer.
speak to him.
Yeah,
He DM'd me
Smoke signals.
the other day about a Bruno project, which is sick. So it's always
Sick.
I got like literally I was on Instagram, and it like was like Rich Foreign, and I was like, ooh, click instantly, you know.
Instantly,
So
like,
yeah,
what's
yeah.
this?
So but shout out to Rich, because
Shout out to
he is
Rich.
amazing, and he's made some of like, he's kind of in the same sense that like dudes have pioneered like riding styles, like a Stephen Hamilton or those people that emulate it, and then Rich Foreign has done that in his own way.
Yeah.
He has his own style, and you see people within BMX even try and copy it, and they're like,
yeah.
they're like,
There isn't
They're
one
like-
filmer that
they're,
doesn't.
they're like Fitch Rorn or something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. They're not
Don't
exactly
bother trying. 'cause
Yeah,
It doesn't
it's not
work.
going to work.
Yeah.
and so it's
There's only one Richard Fawn.
exactly. So Freak.
Great rider.
The
Great
Freak.
filmer.
Yeah.
Great person.
So who's in Freak besides Rich?
Rich.
Hopefully he has a clip. Does he ride bikes much anymore?
No, I think his ankle's fucked. I don't know what he's...
For this fuck.
But you see the shoes he's walking around in.
They're like
They're like Toms, like they're like
like ballerina slippers.
pretty
you know,
much.
with
they're Toms, but they're like Toms like that he got at like
Yeah,
a secondhand
he
store
gets
or
from
something.
Lidl, I think.
what are they
Yeah.
called?
I haven't even seen him in
Cats.
3 years. So I don't know why I know the answer.
But yeah.
Is it Rich Foreign, Welcome to Federal? Or let's just watch his video just for the sake of
Federal one is amazing.
Yeah, any one of them.
I think this is the one, though. The dig one, right? 2014.
Yeah, that's
That
a good
was,
one.
yeah.
That's the one.
With the amazing ending credits as well.
Yeah.
There's a clip in here.
There was,
He's so loose.
Yeah.
It's insane.
First time I met him, he's limping around. Limping around in Beijing. They're doing a street series. And the clip's actually in here. He like slaps into this wall at the very end and runs away. We'll see it right now.
has anybody here ridden that wall?
No.
No.
It looks so fun.
But I think a lot of this is Israel sports. He lived it for a while.
Jesus.
Look at that. He's coming out of the pyramid.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that other
That
video
is
as well, where he has that amazing credit section as well, where there's like clips of AK cutting the
yeah.
dreads
Yeah,
off and
yeah.
like Bruno like burning nose hairs out of his. It's so funny.
Yeah, he knows how to capture all the good moments.
I want to know what Rich does every day.
I asked Jordan that once. He's like, I don't really know. I couldn't tell you.
What is he doing right
He
now?
gets up, goes swimming.
Yeah, he's a big swimmer.
He loves swimming. And then when we're on trip, or when we've been to Rich's house on trips, he's like, Rich is actually such a good host. He's like, wakes up, makes us all smoothies.
Really?
Yeah,
I can
he's
see that.
Good host. He's the man.
Where does Rich even live nowadays?
He was on an island during COVID.
I'm just gonna say an island because I feel like he might get mad at me. For saying
Yeah. Let's just go with islands.
Spanish island.
He was in Israel for a while.
He was living in Israel
Yeah.
for a while. Yeah.
I saw him in Berlin. He was also living like part of the year in Israel and part of the year in Berlin at that point.
I would have loved to see him finish right here, though, like the Dennis video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Full fucking speed of everything.
The international man of many mysteries. Jesus Christ.
That
You ever just want to nearly die?
Oh my
Nearly get hit by a
God.
car too.
God. Should we watch the come up one too, or should we move on? Who's in Freak?
Yes, Richard.
Yeah, because we can watch all these.
Yeah,
all
we can
the-
watch. We can go
They're so
down
good.
the rabbit hole of.
Lewis
so good.
Mills, Alex Donachie, Felix Brandenburg, and myself.
That's a heavy crew.
Once again, I feel like I'm in a room full of athletes.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But yeah, seen some seriously impressive bike riding happen.
Yeah, I would imagine. So, where have you guys been? How long have you guys? I guess. When did it start? Whose idea was it? The how, the what, where, when, how.
I think it was
how.
Rich's idea.
Okay.
Started early last year, I think. May, maybe I want to say, or May. Me and Felix had been on a fair amount of trips. Alex got hurt right after the first trip, and I think Lou was just traveling a bunch, and obviously he lives on the other side of the world, so it's hard for him to go on trips. But him and Alex just went to Thailand to film. Me and Felix been to Hamburg, Vienna, Barcelona, like three times or twice, Mallorca, and I think that might be it. I think
And when did you guys start filming? Sorry, did I miss that?
early last year.
Early last year. Okay. Yeah.
So
Year and a half. Is it how far, percentage wise, how far along is it?
my section's almost done. I think Felix's section is done. I'm not sure how far Alex and Lou are along since they went to Thailand, but I think the deadline is June or July. So
Yeah.
I think
Surprised there's
that's-
actually a deadline.
I think that's when it's as far as I know my information. That's when it's done. So
Cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Is it like, I guess it's almost like a full length at that point. Yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah.
4 full sections, and yeah.
I am
It's called
looking forward
Freak.
to that.
I haven't really seen anything other than my own raw footage, pretty much. So I
Yeah,
don't
does
know.
Rich
It's a
show
surprise.
you clips at the end
Don't
of the day
know-
and stuff like
no,
that? or
he's
He's like, nope.
Yeah.
if someone does something like extremely like whoa, Rich will be like, okay, you can see it once, and then that'll be it. And then, but like 4 days after the trip, he'll just send you the timeline.
Oh, okay.
So-
That's cool.
But I haven't seen any. He said he knows the music that we're using. Hasn't told us. And he's just gonna show us the video once, like our sections. Once he's finished editing our sections, he'll show us. So I guess he's got the vision. So
Yeah, I'm sure he does. Yeah,
he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Obviously, like he's got a whole project of work.
Logistically, I wonder how it works with the like Monster and the music stuff. Like I have the
think they have
Monster library.
library,
and it's
yeah.
pretty brutal.
Yeah, Rich said he's
Yeah.
thoroughly been through it.
Yeah,
So.
I've yeah.
But he makes it work pretty well. Like Above Below was.
It was good. Yeah, it was good. Yeah,
He made good use out of those.
It's a
tracks.
different one from then, though.
Yeah.
Even.
Oh,
so
really?
They switched it. Yeah. So that's. I'm excited to see it though. Like a year and a half long project with you four and Rich. Like fuck.
I'm super excited,
Yeah,
and I was really excited to work with Rich too.
Yeah, that's cool. Awesome. What else is going on? Is there anything else in the works? Like this project, obviously, which is yet unnamed.
There's the name.
I think we called it no lead-ins. No
No
run-ups.
lead-ins.
Yeah.
No, nothing really planned. I'm kind of slowly chipping away at like filming a video at home just with friends, and I'll just edit it. I don't really know what that's going to be for. I guess chapter 2, we
Oh yeah.
kind of started that. That's kind of on. It's rolling. I don't know when.
Well, that doesn't have a deadline.
It's done when it's done.
Yeah. That's cool. That's
But-
awesome.
But the boys have. George's done. He's done. Some,
Jordan,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has jumped off a serious, insane setup. It's pretty wild. And
can you? What's Jordan like every day?
Psycho. Nah, he's pretty chilling. He's got a kid now, so he's living the dad life. I think it's mellowed him out a bit, which is good because anyone that's met Jordan knows how like mental he is. But still the same rider, still sends it. So yeah, day to day though, yeah, he's chilling. He's funny.
Cool. Yeah, I've only really.
He just
battle
says
racing, so-
funny things all the time, like, and in his accent. Bruv, oh my God, bruv, you never guess what happened. Go on then, tell me. I'm sure it'll be insane. He's big into Pokemon Go at the moment.
That's surprising.
He's always sending me the shinies that he's catching.
The
Like,
what?
send me a screenshot of like the shiny Pokemon he's got, like the high level shiny Pokemon.
Sorry, I was seeing what that link was. I guess I don't know. Am I missing anything, Grant?
I don't think
Dan?
so. Anything?
Superstitions? There's superstitions. I have that on I just remembered that from the list.
Not as bad
Not
anymore.
you've gotten away from that.
Still have to wear my St.
Bar
Christopher.
spins the wrong way. Nathan
Yeah.
Williams.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I don't even know why I wrote Nathan's name down. I probably just write Nathan's name down
He's
all the time.
Greatest
Yeah.
rider of all
He
time.
Yeah.
loves-
Let's
yeah,
talk
that's-
about the clip that we can't talk about. Do you guys know about that? Yeah. When are you going to get on a trip with Kevin?
I don't know. When are we going to go on a trip?
I don't know.
It'd be sick.
We should go on a
That
trip.
would be sick.
We did that little hangout after X Games with you. That was
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Just went
Oh,
around.
no. Yeah, that was,
I
I wasn't on
wasn't
that.
here.
Yeah.
I wasn't here.
Nope.
We need to get on a monster trip.
That was wrong English person. That was Alex. We should
wee
do
man.
that. If you do get the invite, if
He's
you do-
actually English. He's an imposter. He's
He's
got a
an
Scottish accent. He lives in
imposter.
Scotland.
Ah.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be amazing
Sorry,
to
Alex.
get on a trip with you guys.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
always
it'd be
looking
sick.
forward. Obviously, hanging out with all you guys in Europe and stuff. We only really get to hang out
Cool,
at
we get-
events and
yeah,
stuff. This
yeah.
is
Pretty
pretty,
much.
pretty cool as well, just to kick it and get to hear your story and everything
Yeah.
you got to say and
Yeah,
everything
we only
you guys
get.
have
Yeah,
been
it's only
working
at
on.
events. We get to hang
Yeah.
out. It's kind
There's a lot of friends like that, though. Cool. Well, thank you for coming down.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
It's good to see you. I hope the flight home is your flight is literally tomorrow, right? This
Next
is the
day.
last day.
Next
oh,
day,
okay,
Thursday.
Thursday. Okay, cool. So thank you for coming down. I appreciate it. Thank you to Grant
Yeah.
for all his
No
sacrifices.
Thank you to Grant for everything.
Yeah.
Having me stay at his house
Who's
for a
it-
month.
Who's your favorite filmer?
Oh, whoa.
Can't answer.
Whoa.
Oh,
Grant's like,
Jordan O'Kane.
Myself.
No, there's two. Oh, favorite filmer, Tony Ennis.
There you go. Yeah, that's a
You
good
can
one.
agree with that, right?
Yeah.
he's a
hey,
good.
Grant, is that
It's about as
okay?
good- It's about, it's
That's
about
the
as
best
good.
one.
It's about as good as it gets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you, Grant. Thank you, Dan. You talked a little bit. You,
Thanks, Dan.
Everybody could listen to the Dan Unclicked before we ever filmed them on YouTube. Yeah, Dan did do an Unclicked with Dennis back in the day. We also have done an Unclicked with Kevin that you can watch. And
links in bio.
Nah, I don't know. Maybe.
Links somewhere.
See if Albert listens all the way through the
Story
podcast.
links.
Yeah. So Grant has sat in on a podcast with Felix in the past. So everybody's
call
been here
him?
before.
Grant Castelluzzo.
Yeah. Castelluzzo.
Maybe I need to start one.
Trademark
there
by
you
Dan.
go. So thank you for coming down. Support Doomed. Support Fracture. Support any of.
If you feel like it.
Yeah.
But thank you for the plug.
You know, support whatever.
Don't
Okay, don't
force- I
support
don't
it.
wanna
Fuck
force
it.
it.
They're fucked anyways. They're doomed.
We're
I
all
tried and I
fucked.
failed.
You can be on the team.
Where's Dennis for the plugs? Dennis is good at the endearing stuff. I'm not good at that.
Shout out to everyone. Shout out to
Thank you
BMX.
guys. Cheers. Oh yeah. 220? 220? 2 hours and 20 minutes?
Yo, what?
Yeah.